that? Are we live?
Yeah.
Did I swear all that time?
No.
Oh.
I can see you live now.
Have I got my cigar? I do have my cigar. That's all right. That's more important right now. Where's my cigar?
We have some loud birds outside as well.
Some fit birds in it. Sorry.
Just loud ones.
What have we got? Oh.
Say hello, Ray.
Hello. We're live?
We're live, yeah. What are you doing on your
Yes.
phone, man? Get off your phone.
Says you on your phone.
Shut up, man. I'm allowed. Okay? I'm allowed to be a hypocrite. Yeah, keep the camera on Ray, because I just want to eat my biscuits for a bit.
No,
Yeah, look at him. Look at him. Now we're gonna make
Here
his
you eat biscuits, man.
his white shirt. He's gonna be
Stop
now
pointing at me,
in
man. Point
tea
at
and
Ray.
hobnobs. Yeah, Usman eating hobnobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and he seems to forget he's got a microphone in front of him, and I've got headphones on. So he can
So
bloody well stop.
can you hear that?
What does it sound like, Alex?
Horrible.
Does it sound horrible?
Yes.
I need some moisturizer. My hands. Oh.
Best biscuit, wicked hat, Ray. Of course, we're waiting for us, man.
What's with the freaking hate, man? Every week I got. See, you guys have turned the audience against me.
Start wearing the hats and stuff. Literally, guys, put the camera on me. Literally, Usman was ready to go with the fucking ugly t-shirt on the live, and I told him, go put some shirt, man. You need
I
to
wasn't
change.
wearing an ugly. Come on, it was all right. It was all right. Will you stop making love to your cigar? Just cut it, will you?
Yeah,
Just fucking smoke the thing, man. Shoving it in your nose and everything.
pinky up.
Pinky up, yes. Am I too bright?
That will be the new style to smell the cigar.
I
Pinky
feel like
up.
my camera's too bright.
Yeah, because you have a silly light.
So, what are we talking about?
Today we are talking about, as you know, Alex wants to freaking keep things on track and shit. You know,
Otherwise, we're going to get sidetracked talking about shea butter.
We're going there. We're going
stop
there.
bringing it up, man.
We're going there.
So what are we talking about? Give me a second. Let me just quickly change the exposure on this one.
It's fine.
It's not fine, man.
Apparently, you're shining like a star.
There we go. Is
Gavin
that better?
asked if we can get 2 cigars up your nose, Ray.
What two? Like if you had a Figurado, then maybe, which I've got, but not with what he's got, man. What have you got? You've got a freaking Kraken. That's what you've got.
So we've already got a question from Patrick Self.
Hello, Patrick.
Hello. Shall we answer? Go on.
Should Cuban burritos be aged? If so, is it less time?
Not really.
Cuban burritos.
You know, short filler cigarillos.
I know what is Cuban burritos. Don't need to tell me what is Cuban burritos.
Well, you asked it like Cuban burritos.
Yeah, because I can't remember last time when I smoked one. It must be.
Rachel bought a bunch of them, didn't she?
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
probably would to benefit something. I
Not
don't.
really. I mean, they're pretty freaking mild.
Maybe they will
and-
become more drier when you age them because they're literally nothing much to.
Not just
Probably wouldn't
that.
taste very much if you did.
Yeah, you just wouldn't taste anything because there's not much
They
flavor.
don't taste anyway anything.
Yeah, I mean, and also I think the tar would probably. ruin
Tar?
it. Yeah, it does build up a lot of tar. Those cigars, anyway, or cigarillos. What are you smoking today, Ray?
A cigar.
Yeah, give it a name. You know, just
No name. It's a Cuban custom roll cigar. I reckon it's very similar to the Bejique style. We have a piggy tail on the top. Maybe it's 54.
no,
by-
that looks 56, man. That looks.
But it's look longer than the 50. I don't know. I didn't measure it. What sizes? It's from Georgia, from the States. So
Huge thank you, Georgie. Put in another order with him because I wanted some more.
we don't order from Jimmy's generosity.
Blimey, Gavin's just given us a super chat for $5.
Oh, holy crap, Gavin! Thank you so much.
Big fan of you guys. No idea how you guys post with this quality and only have a few thousand subs.
Oh,
Thank you, Gavin. You're not
It's-
even asking us anything.
I know. Thank you so much. That's so nice.
Is it because of my hat? I know.
Ray?
Thank you.
Ray, no one likes your hat, man. Put it away.
Actually, sorry, people do like his hat.
Oh, stop! What's with the hate against me today, man? I
It
thought.
wasn't. You were hating against Ray.
I know, but earlier on, what was it saying? I'm always late.
Cosworth Powery B. Cosworth Powery B. Hello. Apparently you're beard challenging Ray now.
Yes, it is. Ray, look at this man.
Look at this man.
Look at this man. Okay.
Well, we've got loads of new people in today.
Okay.
Salvatore Di Battista from Italy.
Oh.
Buongiorno, Salvatore.
That's a badass name right there. What am I doing, man? I'm like all flustered today. I don't know what's going on. For the first time in my life, I'm gonna light after I cut. I know.
Not the first time in your life, surely.
No, I think it is. No,
You
second
cut
time.
half of the cigar, man.
I know, man. Because these things, these ones, they build up tar and it annoys the shit out
Apparently
of
you
me.
have hobnob crumbs on your shirt.
Have I got hobnob crumbs on my shirt? Where is it?
Bro.
I want to eat them.
I think we should start talking serious
Wait, let
stuff.
me-
you
let
know,
me-
people give
Yeah,
us a,
this is a
give
serious
people-
video, man.
People donate us some money, and we're still talking about hobnobs.
I know.
We've
This
also
is.
got Patrick F and Pedro Rosa, Elliot Hall, Skipper Cigar. People I've never seen before. Hello, guys.
Hey guys, good to see you all.
Question about your cigar quickly, Ray. Who's the custom roller?
Oh, I don't know. It's some guy which been emigrate from Cuba with his tobacco into the States. I have no idea. I know it's been used Cuban tobacco. I doubt if it's a 100% Cuban. Probably have something inside. It's come as a Cuban custom roll, but
I actually misread the question. It's who's your favorite custom roller? But and Aaron.
favorite.
Aaron, maybe first time watching. Hello.
Favorite one, I would say probably Yolanda down in
Yeah, she
down
makes
in
really good cigars.
what was the hotel name in Havana?
Oh.
Nacional.
Yeah, I think it's
I think
a
it's
Nacional.
Nacional, so-
Yeah.
Yeah, Yolanda. She doesn't make usually big green gauges,
No, the pyramids were nice though.
but decent stuff.
Ooh, them pyramids were nice.
I never seen someone complaining of her cigar, because a lot of people sometimes complaining when you go to the custom roller. You buy 5, he roll you 5, and you buy another bundle which sitting behind him, which is supposed to be rolled like earlier, and it's not the same cigar.
No, it's not.
So
There's no consistency. But Yolanda kills it. But then she's like a master roller, isn't she? So yeah, of course her cigars are going to be consistent and good.
but there are many people like her. There's a guy called Hector Luis. Urbana also make custom rolls. What was the other guy? I forgot the name. I know a few guys. I never been very much into the custom rolls. I have a friend which is in Cuba pretty much. He's a cigar related guy, and he go in Cuba every week, every couple of weeks before the lockdown, of course. And he usually, when he bring a stash with custom rolls, he separate me one or two to try. So I never been myself to go and buy bundles of custom rolls, but most of them I smoked. They were very, very decent. We'll see how that goes. That's supposed to be Cuban tobacco. I'm doubt in America you can find that kind of 100% Cuban tobacco, but we'll see.
They probably put in, because when I was smoking the custom rolls, you could tell there was some like Nicaraguan tobacco in there. There was like that sharp pepperiness from Nicaragua. I was just feeling that.
That is not pepper, is.
Mine
There's no
was.
pepper in here.
The 3 that I smoked in, they definitely had some New World
So
tobacco.
far
in
it's
there.
going like Cuban. I don't know. I need more time to find
What's yours
out.
like? Alex is smoking a custom rolled as well. What are you smoking? Double Corona? Yeah, double Corona. Alex, where's your mic? No one can hear you.
What?
Where's your mic?
No mic for Alex.
Yay, back to that. Oh, the one time he had a mic, he was louder than everyone.
Okay.
He was overcompensating.
Before we jumping into what we're gonna talk today, I want to say something for a good friend of mine. Light him up. What is light him up?
Oh yeah.
So let's say a few good words for a great friend of us,
Reinhard, yeah.
Reinhard.
He's
So
got some pretty awesome thing going on, man.
Reinhard, if you don't know, he came up with the idea to make, since the lockdown began last year in March, he came up with the idea to make a virtual place where you can meet and chat every week with a decent person from the industry, with some interesting people. So far, for a year and a few months, I believe there was more than 1 million views in his lives. There was more than probably 100 different guests. Name someone, he's probably been in the room with him. It's at the moment it's every Wednesday, 7 p.m. UK time. Tomorrow will be very interesting conversation between Reinhard, Ferdinand Pierre from Ministry of Cigars, Lauren Davis from Salter, Dave Garofalo from the States, and another gentleman, I forgot his name, Ben something. So just checking.
What is
light
it?
him up.
Cuban controversy or
Cuban
something,
controversy tomorrow.
right?
Yeah.
I'm really looking
Will be
forward
very
to that
interesting
one.
if you're fans of Cubans. Even if you're not, it will be very interesting to hear what it's about. I think for the next few weeks is planned. Quesada family has been planned to be there next week, I believe. So show some great support to Reinhardt. I'm pretty sure everyone.
I'm definitely going to join for that.
Everyone can learn.
Wait,
a lot
we're doing
from
a
that.
live stream anyway, aren't we? We're doing another. What time is it?
7 p.m.
Damn.
And
Okay, we're gonna try.
also, one more thing. I've talked about that few shows before. Few shows ago. Light 'em Up Go, which I am the UK ambassador of Light 'em Up Go. As maybe some of you know, if not, I'm gonna try to explain it quick as possible. It's an
This
it
is a
will
long
be-
plug.
it will be up, which will be the idea of that app will be to show you where to smoke, where to buy cigars, and with who you can smoke. So basically show you on the real life map where the nearest tobacco shops, where are the nearest tobacco lounges, and where you can smoke on herbs with friends. And even if someone pop up event with herfing, you can see that on the live event map. If you want to sign for that, the first 5,000 people will receive exclusively the app absolutely free. No need to pay anything or anything to subscribe. The address is lightemupgo.com. Alex probably already put it in the chat. You can see it. It's a great thing. It's still the app is not live yet. We're still working on the beta. I think the first release date will be around July this year.
That's what he said. Yeah.
So we're still working on some stuff to the app to be perfectly made, and I'll give you more details about that later in the months, in the days. If someone wants to know something now, let me know. Just ping me a message somewhere, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, and I'll be more than happy to answer to everyone all the questions.
Right. Let's talk about the subject. That's a long ass plug, man. That's way longer than any plug I've ever done.
Not even a sponsor.
It's a great friend of us.
Yeah.
It is, but you went on, man. Damn.
Worth it.
I was like trying to smoke my cigar, like Anyway,
I don't know what you're complaining.
what am I smoking? I want to talk about my cigar. You know.
It's cut on half, even.
Yeah, I've cut a big chunk off this, man. But do you know what? This is the first cigar in a long time that's plugged.
Yeah, I don't want to comment.
Put your phone away, man.
You
Okay,
know,
so-
because you didn't share with us, we make you a black magic on it.
I didn't share. Okay, so the cigar I'm smoking is the Oyo de Montria LCDH Elegante cigar. Figurado, I've chopped off a big chunk on the top because this one's got a really, really tough. This is way tougher than any drawer I've ever had. So I think I need like a poker. I think Cigars of London have this
Need the perfect draw.
perfect draw poker thing that they sent me. But I can't seem to find it. I'm sure I left it here somewhere. It's probably somewhere. Oh well. Anyway, subject for today. We're talking about cigars and regulations and governments and what they're doing with the industry, with like all these. We've got taxes that are going up. We've got new regulations when it comes to like markings and stickers that you got to put on, and then the cigar plain boxes, plain bands, and then you've even got certain areas where cigars are just being potentially made completely illegal. So yeah, we're gonna rant about that for a while. Once Ray decides to put his phone down and pay attention to what we're doing. Come on, Ray, what's going on?
I'm just reading the comments, man. I'm listening to how you're taking
Comments
about.
are there, man. He's handling the comments. What are you doing looking at the comments?
I'm just looking how you try to smoke that thing.
Stop being a nosy bugger, man.
I'm not.
Right, we'll get to questions at what? In an hour, we'll have a look at the
We'll get
questions.
to some questions.
Yeah, we'll get to the questions in about an hour.
We're
First,
up to the end now, so we-
First, let's talk about what's actually going on. So one of the things that a lot of people are really concerned about, something that happened in Canada, in Ireland as well, and potential. I don't know if it's going to happen here, but I hope it doesn't happen here. Plain boxes, man, plain bands.
As far as I know, UK have a pretty decent lobbying into the parliament and the people which doing all that kind of legislation, regulation, whatever you want to call them. And even when we talked with Mitchell not long ago, I asked him that specific question. Do you think UK will have a plain packaging in the nearest future? He say, in his opinion, probably not in the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Nobody actually knows
he
what's
puts in
gonna
a
happen
lot of
after.
effort as well in
Yeah.
terms of like working towards aiding the cigar industry. I know it is obviously for his own interest, but it's also for every cigar smoker's interest as well. Because last thing I want to do is go into a cigar shop and see like cigars with no bands. That's gonna be a shit fucking fucking vibe.
No, they have buns actually, but the buns are grey, green. Looking
Yeah, it just
stuff, and
says like
just say
handwritten
Siglo
Siglo
5 or Monte number 2 or
Oof.
Plasencia Alma Fuerte. That's it. It didn't say anything else.
Oh, I mean, it might help. It might help prevent people from smoking Gurkhas because Gurkha bands are quite nice. So
Well, I don't think so. I believe most of the people which smoking actually Gurkha, they are the first, the beginners probably, not the people which smoke for a long time. So that's not gonna change that. not gonna change the people
stop
who
laughing
buying
at my
them.
cigar, man.
And there's not only Ireland and Canada. In Malaysia, Singapore, it's pretty much same.
Serious?
Yes,
Singapore was
Netherlands will
quite-
be like that from next year.
Netherlands.
They
man.
accepted it already. So,
So
it's
wait,
being
they're
voted.
fine with like weed, but then
Yeah.
but weed doesn't have any bans or anything like that. Yeah, it's already green.
Well, yeah, Netherlands is a country. It's very interesting because a lot of stuff doing against the cigar smoking and a lot of stuff being done into the weed smoking, which is weird, But that's a funny thing. Belgium have a crazy legislation. You're not
Really?
allowed to advertise in tobacco. You're not allowed to have a cigar magazine even. They shut it down. The only cigar magazine in Belgium.
Wow.
It's been owned by a guy in Belgium for last.
Is that a
30
UK
years.
based cigar magazine? I don't think that is because
No, it was a Belgium-based magazine, small one. They shut it down.
They shut it down. But what I mean is, in the UK, you're not allowed to advertise tobacco either.
Not
So-
advertise, but you can still, if you want to make a cigar magazine, I don't think there will be a problem. If you now start in a cigar runs magazine, I don't think that will be a problem in UK. You can do it. I'm pretty sure. Well, you can buy all other cigar magazines here. So why not you make
That's
your
true.
own?
That's very true.
So yeah, but Belgium have
So
that
you can't
funny
buy
thing.
cigar magazines in Belgium?
I'm not sure. I believe you can't buy any of them because they shut it down. The only one which
What are
been
they
there.
scared of?
Hmm?
What are they scared of?
I have no idea. Young people start smoking cigars. That's what the older people are scared about. Young people start smoking cigars. That's why in the States there's a movement which say basically you can go in
What about alcohol? Young people getting into alcohol. There's a whole freaking tradition behind young people getting into
putting
alcohol.
the nicotine in the cigar. The problem is because the people put in one same umbrella the cigarettes and cigars.
That's true.
That's
They
the
do,
problem.
Yeah, because cigarettes are genuinely terrible in the grand scheme of things. One, because they're so accessible. They don't cost very much. So anyone who's young can just get access to them, right?
Even if they cost a lot.
No, but
it's,
cigarettes, that's
it's-
one of the
you're
fund.
dependent on you're not dependent. You have the habit. You have the
But it is highly addictive. Cigarettes.
addiction. Exactly. That's
Cigarettes
addiction.
are highly addictive. But the other thing is they're far more accessible. They're far more accessible. I mean, this is like £20 here in the UK per cigar.
Well, £20 per cigar. Okay. How much is a box of cigarettes? Roughly that price or something like that.
You can get like a box of 20 for like a tenner, right? I don't know.
No idea.
Yeah, I
have no
reckon
idea.
it's pretty much
No,
same
no,
thing.
how much
But
tobacco
in that cigar, the nicotine there is as much as 20 cigarettes.
Yeah.
So-
but the difference is in the absorption level. So
Yeah, I know that. I know that. But
the amount of nicotine that you absorb from a cigar is significantly less than a box of cigarettes.
because you not inhale them.
Precisely.
But if a cigarette smoker decide to inhale the cigar, what's gonna happen?
Ooh, good luck.
Maybe if it's a heavy smoker,
Nicotine poisoning, man.
maybe if it's a heavy smoker, he will be alright with that, and he will have the enough nicotine for the next 5 hours, maybe. So, why they not smoke the cigars then? Because they I don't know. They think
It's not the same.
I know it's not the same.
No. What I mean is the nicotine delivery system. It's just not the same. It doesn't hit in the way that cigarettes hit. I mean, I know cigars. I mean, I was going out with this. Probably shouldn't say this. Sorry. I was going out with this girl, right? We went on a few dates, and
Which
she.
girl?
No, she's. I'm not going out with her now. Shut up. Stop getting so interested, man. Shut up. But listen, she smokes cigarettes, right? So because she smokes cigarettes, when we were sharing a cigar, she freaking inhaled. She inhaled like a big chunk of it. But even after she smoked the cigar, she still needed a nicotine hit.
So she not get the nicotine from that.
I don't know.
I have no idea as well.
I have
I
no
never
idea.
smoke.
But I was just like, how are you not getting any nicotine from it? I'm just not feeling it.
Interesting.
And I was like, damn. Like, this is obviously anecdotal. This is not something which can be used as evidence in any way, shape, or form. But the fact that she was smoking, what were we smoking? P2. which is not
Relatively strong cigar.
relatively strong Cuban. Smoking a P2, relatively strong Cuban. It's not like, you know, I mean, Cubans tend to be quite weak anyway, but a P2's decent, strong strength, right? And she was inhaling the hell out of it, like big time inhaling, right? Not gonna lie, you know, found it kind of impressive, but still, after she smoked the cigar, she was like, she needs a cigarette. I was like, damn, that didn't do anything. So I don't know, man. I think even if you inhale, maybe there's a
No idea.
difference in terms of
We
like,
probably need someone which actually smokes cigarettes and can
or we need someone who
inhale.
knows what they're talking about. In like,
Yeah, because even if I inhale that cigar, I don't know what is the same as the cigarettes because I never try cigarettes in my life. So
same
even
here.
if I inhale it, it probably will start coughing. I'll start feeling not well, but I don't know if it's the same with the cigarettes.
The last time I accidentally inhaled, I didn't even inhale like a draw, you know, like the smoke coming off it. I was about to sneeze, so I took a breath, and it just hit me so hard. And this was
I've done that a few times. Even I was walking with my wife recently on the street and I smoking, and just because of it was windy, the smoke coming back in my mouth and my nose, and I inhale it properly. And I say, oh, now that cigar is like, you know, I don't feel that cigar anymore because I was properly inhaled that, and the cigar was so lightweight anyway. Probably the next half an hour.
But I was coughing hard from that.
I didn't
So,
cough. I reckon
coughed.
because I have already anyway, sometimes you inhale a little bit of the smoke. Even when I try to describe a specific taste, specific aromas, I inhale some of the smoke just to find the specific taste and aromas in the cigar. So I reckon already your body start accepting that in some point you inhaling a little bit.
Or it's because your lungs are just getting messed up. Possibly,
I don't
your
know.
nerve endings are just dying all the way down.
But yeah, plain packaging.
Plain packaging.
It's a bad thing, but I reckon there's a way worse things have to happen in some countries. You know, like
We'll get to that.
Bans and
We'll get to that.
So
But the plain packaging is really frustrating.
it's ugly.
It's so horrible.
A lot of people buy cigars by the look of the cigars.
But there's another there's a way around it, right? You can buy the cigars and then they can send you the bands afterwards, or something like that.
Yeah, in you know, Ferdinand from Ministry of Cigars, I've been, you know, seen his post and been chatting sometimes with him. He received cigars to review. The cigars came in like that, absolutely plain, nothing on them. In the separate plastic bag, he have the bands, so he can put the bands on the cigar and you know, proper reviewing them and making the pictures and stuff. But they're not allowed even through customs. If you pay customs, you know, all the legal stuff to import cigars. He don't import, you know, boxes. He just, some companies send him 5 packs, 10 packs to review and making a proper videos and everything. And they come in that way without any band or anything.
So do the local customs, do they take the bands off?
They put another bands over them.
Oh, so what, they get rid of the bands?
No, they keep the bands.
Oh,
they have just bigger half band which cover everything else. So they don't remove the bands.
So what are they? Oh god.
They cover the old ones. So basically, when you buy the cigar, you might take off that one, and then you make a proper picture for Instagram or whatever you want to show your cigar, without the funny plain packaging.
So eventually, what's going to happen is, you know, when I'm taking pictures of cigars and showing off, as you guys say,
Posing, I think we said. Actually.
no, yeah, that's what Ray said. Poser. I was like, what the hell, man? So I'm just gonna have like cigars with no bands on. It's just gonna be empty.
Well, speaking of taking pictures of cigars, apparently in Norway and Belgium, you can't even Norwegian and Belgian registered websites can't even show pictures of cigars.
Yeah, I know for Belgium. I didn't know for Norwegian.
But can I post them if I'm in Norway or Belgium? Can I post them on my Instagram?
Well, if it's not registered in Belgium,
I don't know.
No, if I'm in Belgium
I think that would be.
and I take a picture of a cigar, let's say this cigar, because I, you know, smuggled it in with the bands, and I'm in a coffee shop, and I take a picture of the cigar, can I put that on my Instagram?
You might ask Dominic.
Let's call Dominique. Yeah, because cigars are based there now, aren't they?
So
Well, not cigars, but
I have no idea.
Dominique London, yeah.
Last time I've been in Belgium being probably 10, 12 years ago. I've not been in Belgium since then. I can't remember what was in Belgium. Well, 10 years ago was way different. I have no idea what was in the moment. I don't have many Belgian friends, to be honest, which can ask.
Anyone
maybe
from Belgium in the chat? How's the audio, by the
No,
way?
but Andre seems to know about it.
Okay. How's the audio, by the way? You know, is the audio sounding good?
Nobody's
Alex-
complained, so.
Okay, good. Because Alex did a really good job today, I think. You know, he did an extensive test on the audio to make sure that we all sounded good. And Ray, in typical fashion, was very uncooperative. So
Yeah,
thank you for that.
Alex told me to sing the whole La Traviata to find out the sound is it good or no.
I know, it's just my favourite tune
Mm.
when Ray sings it.
He's got an angelic voice. Oh my god.
I also could mute you.
So, yeah, Belgium. You know, if I take a picture and post it on my Instagram, is that
Yes,
technically
you can.
illegal?
If you're a customer, you can go ahead, but you can't allude to promoting it.
Oh, okay. But what if I do it on Cigar Rants? Oh, that's sketchy then, huh? Okay. So the Belgian officials are going to come after me and be like, oh, delete you off your Instagram.
Yeah, but Cigar Rants is based here.
Yeah. So it would depend on the law. We would have to look
So let's say
Depends
theoretically
on whether it's the action or the
we go in
publication.
Belgium, we shoot a live stream from there, so we're not allowed that.
It would depend on whether it's the action or the publication.
Okay.
So we're not going to be filming live. So theoretically it'd be fine because we're going to bring it home and then upload it. So we're uploading it from England.
I think regardless, I think we'll be fine.
I'm being pedantic about the laws
No, it's
to try
interesting
and
because
point out the stupidity of the law.
Imagine you going in Belgium in some of the biggest monuments or something.
Yeah.
You make a post with cigar. Well, people realize that's Belgium
Yeah.
because it's a local.
So
you
is
know.
that illegal then? Do you know what I mean? That's what.
So-
I know
I
that
try
the
to remember,
question-
try to find out which is something famous in Belgium. I can't, you know, like some monument or something like that. So imagine you go in there in front of it and you post with your favorite cigar or what?
What did
So
you say?
I don't know. And
Keep quiet, Alex.
well, you can be potentially banned or prosecuted for that. which
I don't
is-
know, but that's the thing, right? The
Let's
laws
try
a
it.
bit the laws a bit
Let's
silly.
try
So
it.
I'm
When
just,
you go in Belgium, post it everywhere.
but obviously I'm asking these questions because I'm being overly pedantic to point out how silly the actual law is.
Light 'em Up Go would have a separate account there, just called Light 'em Up Run.
Alex, dad jokes.
Sorry,
Interesting.
Andre meant for Norway, you can definitely post. Okay, but it's probably similar.
Yeah. Well.
But
Interesting.
these are
interesting
silly
stuff.
laws, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's silly laws, you know. It's just because people don't find, not the people, the guys which regulate them don't find the difference between. They arguing point is young kids start smoking tobacco young.
Young kids
But-
start drinking alcohol. How come bottles don't have plain bottles?
For them, basically the tobacco is way more poisonous
In
or
their
bad
eyes, yeah.
or damage, and the problem is I haven't seen
Do you know why? I'm
or
gonna
17 years old smoking a cigar. I haven't seen it.
no. But here's what I'm gonna go really unreasonable on this and make a stupid point. I'm gonna say it's because
Usual.
tobacco is grown in countries where it's not Europeans, so it's a freaking racist law. Yeah, I'm gonna bring the race card into this.
Man, it's not that.
No, listen, think of it this way, right? We've got alcohol which is produced predominantly in Europe. It's a European import. It's a European export.
A lot of alcohol is produced in Europe, but you
Yeah.
have a lot of alcohol produced in down
But
there.
a lot of tobacco isn't produced. But most
tobacco
alcohol
is not produced. Yes,
most so it's
but cigarettes they're
Cigarettes are
produced
produ-
everywhere.
yeah, that's true. So,
Cigarettes are produced. The biggest producer of tobacco in the world is China.
yeah,
Cigarettes produced in China, produced in Europe. In many countries in Europe produce tobacco for cigarettes.
they do. Yeah,
You know,
actually.
Greece, Bulgaria, Turkey, they produce tobacco for cigarettes for many, many years.
My race card didn't work then. No, that's true.
So even if you want to talk about that kind of idea, in the States, a lot of
A
different
lot of tobacco is
states,
actually produced in the States.
a lot of different states now, they raise up the legal age for buying tobacco products up to 21, to 25 even. So that's why in America,
I don't mind that.
people raving. No, it's not right because you go in the army, you go to fight whatever your government send you on
Yeah,
18
you're-
years old.
if
So you
you're
can
18,
die.
If you're 18, you're old enough to pick up a gun and go
Yeah,
kill someone,
yeah,
but you can't drink
you know,
alcohol or smoke
exactly,
cigars. Yeah.
exactly. Which is, you know, silly.
Yeah.
If you're old enough to go and shooting someone in the whatever they send you, why you can't even go and buy a cigar? I'm for a law. Let's say 18 years old. Okay, that's fine. Under 18, not allowed to buy cigars, cigarettes, tobacco, pipes, etc. Anyway, how many people, 18 years old, they pick cigars? Maybe one or two of them try because it's a birthday, New Year, and because they seen their fathers smoking. But usually, if someone starts smoking early, it's properly early. That's because his dad been in the industry, his mom been in the industry. He's been a family of tobacco producers, tobacco retailers, tobacco shops, or whatever.
Precisely, yeah. Precisely.
No one else. I don't know any single person, young guy.
There might be.
But if they, there's a great stories with a lot of people. Even Nick Hammond in his book telling about when it was his first cigar. Basically, he's been like 17, 18. He said they buy a Hamlet, the UK ones.
Yeah.
That was available for 30, 40 years ago. You're a cheap guy, student which don't have a lot of money. You go and buy Hamlet, and if you say, he's and his friend driving to some university, and he say, we smoke in the car and we feel like we are at the top of the world. We just, we're smoking a cigar, and that was a Hamlet. That was not even a proper cigar.
Here's what I will say. I think that you could have these tougher regulations on things that are machine made. If you have machine made cigarettes or cigarillos and so on, they're more accessible. They're less expensive. They're more accessible. You could, someone who's 16 or something could potentially go out and buy them. So you could have these regulations on those products. Similar in line, it's similar in line with like cigarettes, right? Cigarillos are kind of like in a similar category to cigarettes.
But the problem is there's no government organization. Well, there's an organization's problem, but there's no government which wants to divide them. That is.
But they should, because there's a taxable
they don't want.
income.
They don't want. Nobody wants. America, everywhere. There's a people from the industry. There's a Cigar Rights of the America, Cigar Rights of the Europe, Cigar Rights of the world. There's a different organizations which fight in that kind of stuff. They're lobbying in the parliament, in the UK, in the European Parliament, in the US Senate and stuff. And they try to separate them. There's guys like Lito Gomez. I believe I mentioned that in one of the first shows we made. Lito Gomez collect 20 or 25 years works from the universities, from studies, from everything. Where he collects the difference between tobacco, proper premium tobacco rolled with no chemicals and no stuff, and the difference between cigarettes and stuff. And he tried to send them to the FDA to find them. That's a proper study. It's not one university. It's 20 years collecting works from everywhere.
And he said it's a proper study that he conducted.
Yeah, and they just not accept them and stuff like that. It's.
Well, to be fair, the FDA did conduct a study themselves where they found that
if one country changed the law, that would be a chain reaction. Let's say
not really. Yeah.
Let's say
maybe. I'll tell you why it won't be a chain reaction. Because remember when Canada is one of the G8 countries, right? It's one of the G8 countries, and they completely legalized marijuana. It's more legal in Canada than it is in Amsterdam.
Okay.
Right? Like you can go onto an aeroplane with weed and travel from one side of the country to the other. That's how legal it is. It's completely legal. It's more legal in Canada than anywhere else in the world. But the rest of the world,
but they start moving.
Not really. They've been slow.
Well, it will be slow, but
England's
it will
been
move.
really
What's
slow.
going to happen? Imagine what's going to happen in America if the Senate say that is legal, the cigarettes are illegal. Let's say just simple. That is, you can buy that everywhere. It's not need to stop the rules and anything. And the cigarettes are the other way around. Do you think at least 10% of the countries in the world not gonna follow them? And then slowly countries like UK, like France, like Spain, biggest distributors, biggest consumers, they will start thinking about that as well. They need, I think they need one of the top cigar consuming country to change that, because the top consuming country, the States, England, France, Germany, China. Well, China's
not going to impact.
It's not in there. Yeah, China is separate, but all that European countries.
Spain's the country that needs to do it. Spain's the country because Spain has a long history of relationships with
Spain don't have the silly stuff at the moment. They don't have plain packaging. No. They're the cheapest Cuban cigars in Europe.
They have the least amount of tax on tobacco.
The only thing I think they have as a not nice law, it's they can't send cigars by post now. Sorry, what? They can't send cigars by post. They can't send cigars anymore by post.
The guy from Barcelona sent me some cigars in the post recently.
Well, it's not legal.
He sent me some Diadamas, man.
Yeah, I know. But they have that since this year, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Also, this year? Okay.
Yeah, this year. Since this year,
I bought them last year.
You're not allowed. Also, they have a price which is from the government, which is a nice thing. So everywhere in Spain, the price is
Same
supposed
price.
to be the same.
Supposed to be, but it's not.
Well, maybe in some no, I don't know. Maybe in some shop don't follow that rules, but they
Yeah,
should be
some-
prosecuted if it's not the same.
Some shops are slightly.
I can't say, mate.
Do you know what some
It's-
shops do? So when in Spain, right, some of the shops, what they do is they don't have prices advertised. So when you take them to the till, that's what they tell you.
I've been in Spain a few times. Every time I go in, even in a small tabacalera, what
Yeah.
they call this,
Tabacalera,
es tu bono, es tu
Estantuoso.
estantur. Yeah. If you go in there, the prices are same everywhere.
Estantuoso is great. Yeah, they
Yeah.
have the prices there.
Yeah.
But I mean, some tobacco shops, what they do, they don't have the prices
I
listed.
haven't been in that kind of tobacco.
So because they
shop,
don't have the prices listed, when you tell them, they'll tell you the price, and it's
Okay.
like, oh, it could be anything.
But you can open your phone and check the prices in your phone. You can even now enter Spanish prices list, and it will show you as a government page, and you can show them in the shop why you charge me €12 for that if it's €10 in the website.
I see.
So you can
I didn't
argue
know
with
that.
Yeah, you can open and
But
you
I
can
don't
check
think
the
most
prices.
people know that when they go in there, right? Most people, if they're foreigners, they'll come in and they'll be like, okay, it's just a shop, right? That's what the price is. Because I thought that.
Probably, but if you, I'm usually when I go abroad, I check
You check
what
everything.
kind. Yeah, I check what kind of legislation about it, specifically because I smoke a lot.
Yeah.
I'm checking. I've been able to smoke outside, inside, in the public parks. You know,
mm.
they have that silly legislation in a lot of countries. You can't smoke in the public parks.
You
Even
can't
in
smoke
Milan,
public parks?
in Milan, you can't walk and smoke in the street. In Milan, you can't.
God, I love England right now.
You can't. You see how good is England actually? You know, many people
Yeah.
don't realize, but in Milan, not
Well,
legal.
in England, over here, we have a specific regulation which allows people to smoke indoors, right?
Theoretically, it's called tasting,
Yeah. It's
So-
it's called sampling.
sampling.
Yeah. So you
So-
can't call it smoking.
Yeah.
If you go into a sampling lounge and say, I'd like to smoke this, they'll be like, no, you're sampling.
Yeah.
They'll actually correct you
Yeah.
because
That's
they
it.
have to. Because
You, need to
legally,
you can sample the product.
you can sample the product.
You
can't
can't-
smoke the
You
product.
can't smoke. Yeah.
Which is, I mean, obviously, it's splitting hairs in terms of words, but there's a legal definition there.
Pretty much every place with outdoor space, terrace,
Yeah.
stuff,
You
they
can smoke
not
cigars there.
stop you to smoking.
No.
So you
And-
can almost everywhere where there's a chairs outside, you can start smoking.
Yes.
There might be people which you can say, why you start smoking now? And
We
all
have that,
but
we
it's
have that.
not by law required by law to not smoke in
Yeah.
there. So nobody can tell
But that's
anything.
one of the exceptions that we have over here, which is not very common across the board in Europe, where you can have actual sampling lounges. Like if you have any area which sells or retails cigars, you could designate a section which say this is our sampling lounge.
Yeah.
And you could have the whole shop as a sampling lounge, theoretically. For example, Davidoff London. The whole shop is essentially a sampling lounge. Because they don't have
And you know what's the argument in many countries in Europe? I know a few people discussing that. The government doesn't allow you to smoke on that kind of places because of the people working there and their health, which is for me silly.
No,
So,
that makes sense.
Do you think vegetarian will go and work in a butcher shop?
No, but passive smoking is still something more. So, for example, right now, when we're smoking a cigar, we're not inhaling, right?
Yeah.
We're blowing the smoke out, so the majority of it isn't going back into our lungs. But if you're in a place where a few people or a bunch of people are smoking
Yeah.
cigars, you're going to be inhaling a lot of it.
But why not making a proposition on the law to have a proper system inside to clear the air?
I
Why
guess you
not?
could.
You
I guess
have
you
a
could. I
health-
guess you could. But
Every
it's too,
decent country have a health organizations.
but it's too
which
difficult
can,
to manage that. Like, how would you define that? What percentage of smoke needs to be in the air?
Well, every proper what is called the purifier.
Yeah, they tend to be
Proper
quite good.
machines, they are pretty good. Even small stuff, you see, we're using a very small one here sometimes, and it's quite good.
Yeah, they're good. They're
Imagine if you spend thousands for that kind of purification.
Yeah.
You can't
No,
feel
no,
anything.
listen,
It's fresh breeze.
I agree with you. What I mean is, it's more complex than what it's not complex, but for governments, they don't want to faff around with that. They want to make they just want to draw a line, and that's it.
But that is a great way to make money. Government. You go in a place, if the air is not clean enough, charge them. Get some penalty, decent ones. If they don't want to pay, close the shop. Why not? I'm agree with that. I also sometimes when I go to the tobacco shop, I prefer
No, man,
to have.
listen. Sampling lounges, that's it. Keep it legit. Sampling
Yeah.
lounges should be allowed.
Yeah, but as you say, not many countries in Europe have that kind kind of sampling lounges.
No.
Some of them you're fully okay to smoke in the shop, but there's a countries which you're not allowed.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Like in Germany, for example, you can't smoke indoors. Obviously, you can't smoke anything indoors.
They have
Do
lounges.
they don't have sampling lounges.
Well, I think they have lounges there
Do
where you
they?
can smoke. Yeah, I've smoked in
But
Germany.
they're open, aren't they? Like I went to.
No.
Okay, the only place. So I was in Cologne. Or how do you pronounce that?
Cologne.
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 Köln.
Well, in Germany
Germany,
it's Köln.
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 Köln. Or however you pronounce it, right?
Not like that.
Yeah, probably not like that. Sorry, if anyone's from Germany, I apologize. I've ruined the pronunciation of. Anyway, but over there, what they had was they had some really nice restaurants, which had sections that were indoors but technically outdoors because the roof was open, but they had like netting and stuff like that and canopies and whatever just to kind of protect. So you felt like you were indoors, but legally you were outdoor.
Haven't think about that, but I think I smoke in the closed lounge.
Did you?
I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to remember the lounges I've been in Munich.
Another example, like remember when we went to the Mayfair, Alex? Like that felt like it was indoors, but it wasn't. It was technically outdoors because he had an open roof, but it wasn't open. It was closed off.
It's about as indoors as you can get outside.
Exactly, yeah.
I've been in Berlin and I smoke inside, definitely.
Have you?
Yeah, I've been in
Interesting.
Berlin 2 or 3 years ago and I've smoked inside.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Hopefully that's not a problem.
Well, I
there,
asked the people in the place there. It was a small tobacco shop, and there was a 5 or 6 tables, six tables. And I asked, "Can I smoke here?" They say yes, and they give me ashtray, they give me cutter, lighters, and stuff. It was proper indoor.
Okay, then Berlin's all right then. Germany might be okay then.
East Germany.
What's the difference? Is there a difference now? Still?
Now, no, but 30 years ago, it's a big difference.
Yeah, of course.
Well, Berlin is basically in the both worlds, but yeah.
There can't be a difference now though, can there? It's like
Yeah,
completely
well,
amalgamate.
still there's a, when it's, well, that would be off topic, but when I go to Berlin, it was my first time when I go to Berlin.
Yeah. When was this?
And as I say, a few years ago, first time going Berlin. So I've
How
been in
many
Germany,
years?
but not
Like
in
5 years ago, 10 years ago?
No, 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
Less than that, maybe.
Okay. So
Going
relatively recent.
Yeah, go in Berlin and they say which part you go in, the eastern part or the western part. Say, I have no idea. I'm just going. And basically, the hotel was in the western part. I didn't know that when I booked it. And everyone say eastern part is ghetto, basically. I take the tram. We travel everywhere in Berlin, and trust me,
So it's like East London and West London.
the eastern part was way beautiful, way cleaner, way more secure than the western part. I don't know why the other people saying the other way around. I feel way more secure into the eastern part than the western one.
That's because you're a gangster, ain't it?
Gangster. No, it's just you feel
You're
better.
walking around with your
It's
chains and your
more-
rings, and everyone like moved out of the way for you. Like,
That was 20
20
years
paces
ago.
ahead of you, people were just
You're not
cleaning
gonna
in front of
believe
you.
how big chain I have 20 years ago. I have that big chain on my neck.
Did you have like those Cuban links?
Big
Damn.
one, mate. Big one. It was 300 grams probably.
You need to bring that in for a live show.
You know, I still keep that one. It's a silver big chain.
Please bring that in for a live show. Guys, you gotta like, peer pressure him into like bringing it in.
Imagine me with punked hair, with the proper, what is called? Alex,
Mohican.
What is called? Mohican, yeah,
Yeah.
short one, like that big, with the big chain, with the chain around on my pants, on every side of my pants.
Oh yeah,
proper
because you're
chain.
into like metal and
Yeah,
that kind of
punked,
music.
yeah, with the soldier shoes,
Mm.
the proper, what you have in the army stuff,
Yeah, yeah,
and
Yeah.
so yeah, imagine me 20 years ago.
Why were you so angry, Ray?
I'm not angry.
Why were you so angry for? Why are you dressed like that? Who hurt you?
I was a rebel. I was a rebel. No, I just like the style, man. It's never been because I've been...
By the way, my cigar not plugged at all now. I think it just had like Figurado, right?
We discussed that on the Zoom other day.
Yeah.
I asked the guys how often you think, how after the cigar is very plugged, if you start smoking it, what do you think you need to?
It was just because it's a Figurado. First few was just at that tip.
But-
I think it was just too. There was no airflow going through. But as soon as I kind of went past that stage, opened
Probably
up
because
perfectly.
you smoke a lot of Cubans, you've got the experience with that kind of stuff. And many new people, if they start smoking Cuban, when they see that not moving, they will say that's plugged. My bin it, my use the perfect draw, my completely destroy the cigar.
That's one of the reasons why I sold my Perfect Draw. Because I realized I was never using it, for one, and two, if I have a really, really tight draw, I just kind of deal with it. But it's extremely rare. I know I'm not trying to say that Cuban cigars don't ever have issues. I'm not trying to say that. I know Cuban cigars have issues, but I also know New World cigars have issues in my experience. And what I find is
Not that often.
no, for me it's been more frequent with New Worlds than with Cubans, you know.
But I haven't seen damaged Cuban cigar when non-Cuban when you're smoking. Well, I haven't seen you smoking non-Cuban.
Mate, of course you've seen me smoke non-Cubans, man.
Well, you smoke the raw release alone. You don't smoke it with me. I don't know.
Okay, but it's documented. You know, you can watch that video and see me complaining about it. You know, just crying on camera like, oh
You
no,
use
it's too
Photoshop.
loose.
You use Photoshop on
I
that.
just use Photoshop on video.
I don't know. Maybe it's some way.
You
I
just
have no
change the
idea.
bands.
You just change the band.
Change the bands, yeah.
Oh yeah. It was the Bahika that was the loose draw. No, this is perfect now. The draw's absolutely perfect. As soon as I got past that first, like,
What box code is that? 20?
I don't know.
You have the box and you didn't check the box code.
No, of course not. I just cracked it open and smoked it.
Seriously. It must be 20 probably.
Mate, I didn't pay. You know, I didn't buy it, so I'm not gonna like.
Doesn't matter.
Inspect it.
You're not curious to see how old is it? You're ashamed for the cigar smoke.
Listen, man. Here's the thing. With Cubans, I don't like looking at the box code unless it's old. Unless I know its age.
Why then you want from here all the time? Please bring me that old cigar. You don't care about that.
No, because I know they taste better. But if I know that it's not gonna be like, I know this is probably gonna be 19 or 20, easy.
What will you say?
I'm gonna say this is 20. This is
20.
easy 20.
Okay, if it's not 20, you give me the rest.
Okay. No. No, do you know what?
You're
No.
big expert, so
Okay,
come
do
on.
you know what? No, this is the 20. I'm gonna stick with that. This is the 20.
Okay.
I'm not gonna give you anything if I don't win.
I'll take them. Don't worry.
You're just like, no, this is the 20. You could taste that it's the 20.
Okay, we'll see.
You could taste it's the 20.
We have an evidence. We're gonna post picture after
Oh,
the video, guys. We'll see if he's a good expert or he's just pretending.
Okay. Damn, this guy's putting me on top.
Yes. How we are around? Any questions?
No.
Interesting?
Let's talk about things, man.
Okay.
We've had quite an interesting discussion actually.
But we'll get to the questions in a bit because
Because
I'm gonna.
I'm going to give you a point here.
Okay, go on.
Flavourings. Now, you
In
might
what?
know the UK has pretty much banned like anything which can give flavour on cigarettes, right?
Thank God for that.
And obviously there are flavoured cigars.
Which are horrible.
Yeah.
They're horrible, but they have their fans.
I agree. If you look, okay, do you know what? Let me qualify that statement. If you enjoy flavored cigars, don't listen to me, okay? Don't. I'm being a
Probably
dumbass.
the question is more:
Well-
do we agree with flavored cigars to be classified as a?
The thing is, it goes back to when we were talking about the bans, to be honest, because we started talking about things like flavoured alcohols having more fancy packaging to appeal to younger people, right?
Probably,
so
yeah.
Thinking about regulations and in terms of when you can get hold of these things. And
Yeah,
people
no.
regulating cigars based
That's a
on
good
stuff.
point. Actually, no. Flavored cigars, because what you can have is, for example, cherry flavored cigars. So, you know, one of the guys that was joining us, he was smoking a lot of cherry flavored cigars. And he really enjoyed them, which is fair play to him, right? You know, there's nothing wrong with enjoying something. Absolutely nothing wrong at all. And he was really enjoying them. But if it's something with your cherry flavor and you've got those, you know, cherry mark, you know, the cherry pictures and stuff like that, and it's bright colors and all those kinds of things, it's kind of similar to like sweets, and you know, it's linking into that kind of mentality of sweets and chocolates and stuff like that, which is then potentially attractive to a younger generation. So on that basis, it makes sense to have certain regulations on that.
For me, personally, I think that all the flavored cigars need to be specified as completely different products.
You can't. They're not going to do it. Come on, you know they're not going to do it.
Why not? You put some
They're not-
artificial in there
Yeah, but they don't do it for cigarillos. They don't do it for cigarettes. Why are they going to do it for that?
to be separate. To
But
if
they-
you wanna put some legislation on because they're attracting young people, that if that attract the young people,
No, but that
separate it.
I agree with you. But if they're not going to do it for cigarettes,
Also, for me, that's not a real cigar. Sorry about my opinion, but I try one acid. I've tried one Laraton.
what's a Laraton?
Laraton is dressed date again, sweet cigar. It's a different
Oh,
line.
Okay.
So I try one Laraton, one acid. For me, that's it. I don't enjoy at all. It's, you know, if it's infused, even the brandy infused, they're supposed to be in that category as well. Brandy, cognac, or
But
whiskey
they're not
infused
going.
cigars.
They're not going to differentiate them though.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
once
they
again,
know
If
they
they
know
don't,
the same thing.
okay, for us, okay, but they're not going to do it because they haven't even done it for cigarettes. They categorize cigarettes.
I know they're not gonna do it because they don't separate cigarettes from cigars. They're not
Precisely,
gonna
yeah.
separate that. But that was my opinion. They need
Mm.
to be different category. It's completely different stuff. Like, you know, you have a plain pipe tobacco and you have a flavored pipe tobacco. It's different.
Reinhardt just sent the message. Sorry, I shouldn't be looking at my phone. I apologize. Let me just come back on this. I'm being very unsociable. Today, what's up with us, man? We're not being professional today, are we? I think it's a Zoom
You
call.
know, I'm professional.
Oh yeah, when you were sat on your phone for like 10
I
minutes.
didn't know we're live.
What do you mean you didn't know? You told. This was half.
Less professional than being sat on your phone.
Not
No,
knowing that
you-
we're live.
I'm missing the clap, you know, clap, we're live, blah, blah, blah. No.
Yeah, he didn't give us a countdown.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you didn't give it. It was Alex's. It was
Alex's
Alex's
fault.
fault.
Didn't give us a countdown.
Alex didn't give us a countdown.
He just liked to surprise us when we least expecting it.
I mean, Usman told me to go live, so.
I did say that, to be fair. But we're still gonna blame Alex because he hasn't got a mic.
I
and
like to
hopefully people-
blame you. It's
What?
more fun, man.
I thought we were on the same page for once.
Alex is a good friend. It's closer to me.
Physically closer.
Yeah.
Man, you guys are so mean. Plain packaging. There's another thing that's another country is doing as well, which is potentially worse. New Zealand.
There is no packaging there.
No, what are they doing?
I don't think they are plain packaging, to be honest.
No, because we were talking about how they're potentially going to be making cigars illegal, right?
Yeah, it's cigar-free, smoke-free country in 2025. So, but I don't think they have the plain packaging now. So they have ridiculously prices, like Australia. You know, like one of the most expensive cigars are there. It's very hard to import cigar not by legal way. So they check every single package for organic stuff and everything. So basically, there's no wave of contraband and stuff like that. And they're planning to do a smoke-free country, which will be very interesting because recently few brands open a dealership down there, which I don't know what's the point. You know, if you close down in 2 years,
They're going to close down in 5 years. 4 years. Crap.
yeah.
So has that been verified? They're genuinely going to be making it completely illegal to smoke cigars and cigarettes.
That's
and
what they
everything?
say. That would be very interesting because New Zealand is not a big country,
No.
so let's get it that way. But still, it's very wild country, if I can say.
But then
it
they've
in
got a
that way.
native population that smoke as well.
Probably, I don't know. I've not been in New Zealand. It was dream of mine to go in New Zealand and live in New Zealand for way before I start smoking.
But now
No.
it's like, no, if it's going to be smoke free, you can
No,
keep that country
since
for
I
yourself.
start getting into cigars more properly, it's not my dream to go and retire in New
What
Zealand.
about Spain?
No.
Really?
When I retire, I'm going in South America, man. I don't care about the rest of the countries.
Fair
Somewhere wild. Nicaragua, Costa Rica, maybe Cuba. Well, Cuba not going to be interesting, but down there.
Well, I think one of my ex-colleagues or colleagues from F-Swappers, she recently moved to a country in South America. And she freaking loves it. Like, the cost of living there is ridiculously low.
I've been in
Stupidly
Brazil.
low.
I know it's very cheap, you know. I've been spending some time in Brazil. It's cheap. It's dangerous, but it's cheap.
Brazil's a bit dangerous, man.
It's very dangerous.
Forget
I
that.
was all right because I'm slightly darker, and you know I haven't moved out of the. Out
You're
of the
slightly
city center.
darker. You're talking to me.
Yeah, they have proper white blonde people. They have dark people. So it's not probably that the way. But when I go there, they basically told me, don't go far away from the city center. You know, don't move from that streets out. Don't go in the favelas. You know, you don't know when you're gonna end up, and especially if you don't know Portuguese, which you know they're gonna find out when they ask me a few words, and I have no idea what they're talking about. So it's not a good idea, but
Basically, just stay where you're supposed to stay and don't piss about. Yeah. Nah, I'm not gonna be challenging anything over there. I'm just gonna be like, nope, city center for me. But no, I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna be going Brazil anytime soon. There's nothing there for me to like. I mean, there's a lot there, but there's nothing there that interest me massively.
It's a good architecture. Sao
Europe,
Paulo.
man, Europe. I love European architecture. So
Maybe someone will invite us in Sao Paulo to do something.
anyone from Sao Paulo want to invite us to do something? Probably not.
I've been only in Brazil, in Brasilia, in the capital, so I want to go in Rio, in Sao Paulo. Why not?
Let's go Cuba. Let's do interviews in Cuba.
You are very close with the Cuban people.
I'm not close, man. I know
Come
one.
on.
I kind of know one person.
Yeah, we show you his her underwears every day.
Alex, like, shut up. Let's not get into that
I
conversation.
have no scruples. I don't care.
No, I don't know her well. I mean,
Okay,
we have
that'll be interesting to see what you mean if you know her very well.
we have conversations regularly, but it's not like
Every day, chatting about clothes and bikini and stuff like that.
we don't talk about. No, we talk about cigars. Because I'm
Okay.
like, Damie, what's going on with the new Habanos releases? And she's like, no chance. I'm like, please, can you hook me up? Okay, then I'll see what I can do. That was it. That was the conversation.
Friends with benefits.
This fucking guy.
Different kinds of benefits.
Yeah.
Still benefits.
Platonic benefits. Okay.
Do you have a long tongue?
Is this video monetized?
Let's go to the question
Not anymore.
section. Do you want to go on the question side?
No, yeah.
You wanna talk about plain
it's
packaging?
9 o'clock. Almost 9 o'clock. Let's look at the questions.
Let's
Are they-
ask you some questions first, because we haven't really had any. We've been having lots of conversation, but no real questions.
What's the conversation like? What are people talking about?
Well, it was on about the flavoured stuff for a while, and about access to cigars and, by extension, alcohol for young people. You know, sort of speaking in terms of, you know, rather than outright banning things, should, you know.
You know, I don't think the plain packaging will stop the young people buying cigars if they order, because imagine if you're in the
If you make something
you're-
more illegal, it becomes more attractive.
well, probably yeah, but if you go in the supermarket now, let's say you go in Asda, so if the guy on the till, you know, telling you I need ID for the bottle of vodka you buy, you give it to him, but sometimes they don't ask. I've been asked for ID sometimes. I haven't been asked every time.
The hell
Even
would you
without
get-
the beard and stuff, when you look younger, sometimes they ask me for 3 chocolate Baileys, you know, stuff. Sometimes I buy 3 bottles of rum, then nobody asks me. So sometimes they ask, sometimes they don't. The same will be with the cigars. You go into the cigarette still, you know, every supermarket have a huge till of cigarettes. They're hidden now, they're not visible. But if someone asks, can I have cigars? We usually what? Romeo and Juliet tubes or something like that crap.
What, from
one.
the supermarket?
Yeah.
Oh.
So what they're gonna say? Give me an ID. So if you don't have the age, doesn't matter what's the packaging, you're not gonna have them. If they check. If you go in a tobacco shop, maybe everything is plain packaging, but you still, if you don't have the age, you're not gonna buy them. Doesn't matter if they're the most colorful cigars, the most interesting looking cigars, you know, Opus, whatever you want, with nice looking band. If the guy on the till check your age, you're still not gonna have them. I don't get it why they make the plain packaging, to not attract people.
No, I think it's because if it's attractive to someone young,
And what?
if it's attractive to someone that's
Okay,
young,
and what?
listen, if it's attractive to someone that's young, it's more likely that when they hit 18 or when it becomes legal, they're going to get into that. That's the idea. I'm not saying that will happen. I'm saying that that's the idea. As soon as you hit 18 and if it looks attractive, then people are going to be more likely to go for it. And there's some truth to that because marketing and so on and so forth. Whenever you go into a cigar shop, if you're not experienced in terms of cigars and you don't know what you're doing or don't know what you're looking for, you're more likely to purchase something that looks good as opposed to
But
something that is actually good.
how many people, new smokers,
But that's how Gurkha does well. Gurkha does well because
stop
of the
with
fact
that Gurkha, mate?
Gaz just pointed out if you want to, I mean, I think he's saying if you want to put people off cigars or tobacco, they should just make Gurkhas with SpongeBob packaging.
But I get the age verification, the age rates or anything. The plain packaging is ridiculous. It's not, even if you go in a
I
even if
thi-
it's very attractive for the young people, they still, how many people you know, new smokers, and you tell him, go in the shop and buy me I don't know, Opus X because it's nice and colorful. How long do you think they're gonna spend looking for Opus because they found him? Ages. Because they need to know the brand to know what they're looking for.
No, you're looking at this from the wrong perspective.
I don't know.
If you have something that looks attractive and looks good, people are more likely to purchase it.
But the cigars,
Hear me out.
The
We're
opinion
not talking
for the
about,
cigars.
we're not talking about people who know what they're purchasing. We're talking about people who are relatively new, who are probably experimenting or something like that, or just looking at trying to see what's going on or whatever. If you have something that looks attractive, it's more.
Well, why do you think a guy or a person will go and buy a cigar? Is it because look colorful and shiny? Is it because he have some status in the society?
No, the reason why some people will buy a cigar is because it looks cool.
But they don't care about the color. Yeah? But
just agreed with him.
but they
Siri just agreed with me. Siri, shut the hell up.
someone go and buy a cigar because he looked cool. But did he actually care about what cigar he buy?
But that's not the point. It doesn't matter.
That's the point of the plain packaging. Why are you plain packaging them? Stop them, ban them at all. Why are you plain packaging them?
If you plain package them, then people who are inexperienced are going to be are less. The theory. I'm not saying that this
Less
is
attractive by cigars, but
it's less attractive to buy.
who is
cigars
attractive
because
by the
cigars-
band of the
But
cigar?
listen, cigars look less cool.
Why?
I'm not agreeing with
Even
it.
if you check half of the people in the magazines, they smoke non-branded cigars.
Yeah, I'm not
So
agreeing with it.
it's still cigar which looking that way.
Yeah. I know.
So someone which is not experienced, don't care about the brands.
It just
will be
looks.
just don't care which one. He just wants to go and buy a cigar which he can buy because he don't have a £70 for a cigar. He have probably 15. Go and buy whatever he have for 15. Doesn't matter if it's a Romeo and Julieta, if it's Monte, if it's Plasencia or something. He'll go and buy something which he can afford and to look cool. You said he wants to look cool with look at me with pose. I'm posing with cigar in Instagram or whatever. He doesn't care what kind of cigar he'll buy.
No, I agree with you. I don't disagree with you. What I'm saying is, the idea behind the plain packaging is that
I don't know. It's serious.
it's a silly thing to do.
I don't know.
It's a silly thing to do. I'm with you on that one, mate. We're on the same freaking page.
Yeah,
here.
no, I don't argue
But
with
I'm
you. I'm
saying-
just arguing the silly legislation to make the plain packaging.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That's the one thing I
It's a
don't.
silly legislation.
I don't get. I
It's a
get
silly
everything else.
legislation.
Not smoking on the public place. Maybe there's a reason not good for everyone. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know, man. Public space, if it's wide open, just
Okay, there's some reasons which I can probably get into them.
Okay.
To raise the age, yeah, I get that. If you want to raise it on 30, 40, maybe raise it up when you retire to be able to smoke. Maybe that's more, I don't know.
Shut up, man. Don't
But
give them ideas.
I don't
Because I'm
under.
never going to retire at this rate.
Yeah, I don't understand the plain packaging. For me, it's completely nonsense. So you spend hell of amount of money to cover that beautiful buns and cigars and stuff with the plain packaging. So because you're afraid that attract people's attention. How many people, even now, if I ask you some of the nice looking boxes I've seen, how many times actually did you see in that boxes? Because some of the most looking interesting boxes are pretty much very limited usually. You can't even if you're the biggest aficionado, maybe you're not gonna get them.
Yeah, like the box that this comes in is freaking plain as hell.
Yeah.
It's just a cedar
So
plain
if you
box.
see some very nice, amazing, but let's say I smoked last night the Tuaje Monster. They have one of the best looking boxes, the proper boxes, not the plain one. They have plains as well. So you can't get that one even if you're one of the biggest collectors. Probably you're not going to be able to get one of them. Why you need to make it plain and silly looking? Anyway, you're not going to get that.
But we've got a country that's potentially going to make cigars completely illegal, let alone plain packaging.
I'm not bothered about them. I'm going to scratch it from the map. Not
New
going
Zealand no longer exists.
Yeah.
Ray's going to become a flat earther. Australia.
They
It's a
have
conspiracy.
they have the ozone shortage there, so
They have the what?
whatever they hold the atmosphere problem of there, the whole.
There's a hole in the ozone over there?
I think that's closed up now over there.
Didn't we close it up? I thought we fixed it. I say we.
We.
We
We
me.
did it.
Yeah, me, Alex, and Ray got together. got loads of CFCs and just like went crazy on it. Wait, no, that's the other way around.
Opposite.
Oh man, cigars. It's happening though. Countries are doing it. You know, Australia, a lot of people talk about Australia prices are really high. I actually looked at a bunch of the prices in Australia and a bunch of the prices in the UK. We're still more expensive in the UK.
Did you check the import taxes?
No, we're
Because
talking about retail.
Yeah, but the prices here that because of the import taxes and the silly stuff in
Yeah,
Australia
but-
is just because the government raised the prices to stop people smoking.
Okay, that's fine. But what I'm saying is cigars in the stores where people have access. Because people aren't really... We're not talking about import. We're talking specifically about retail. England's still more expensive. It's crazy, man. Over here, like, the prices are...
England probably is a rich country than Australia. I don't know.
England's got a higher GDP than Australia, but I don't know about richer.
I don't know. Compare let's say the salary. You know, the pretty much regular salary. How much is here? How much is in Australia? Probably.
I don't know about salary, but I know about GDP. GDP is England is higher GDP than Australia by a noticeable amount. I don't know about significant amount, but a noticeable.
Australia is too hot, man. I don't go there. No interest going there. It's too hot.
Oh yeah, but South America, that's fine.
Well, South America doesn't go for 40 degrees usually. Well, maybe in Atacama or in Chile you're going 60 degrees, but that's it.
What? What are you on about South America?
What
It's
about?
pretty hot,
It's
man.
25 degrees constantly.
Where?
In 90% of the Caribbean basin and that kind of countries.
In the Caribbean, it's 25 degrees Celsius?
Constantly.
Serious?
Yeah, not going more than 30 usually.
Why am I thinking that it's really, really hot there?
Because you don't have no idea what's the geography means. Yeah, it's not.
Shut up, man.
Well, there's a countries where it's hot. No
Yeah.
doubt of it.
Cuba's pretty
But-
hot. It's like 35 at least.
I don't think it's very often 35 there.
No?
No.
Okay.
You know, that kind of countries over there, it's very humid. You know, don't get me wrong, it's 90% humidity probably all the time. But 40 odd degrees? No.
See, Australia, I don't mind the temperature. It's more about the critters there, man.
We have a question anyway that's a little while back and haven't asked it yet. Just because you're talking about infused cigars, have you tried any and what were they like?
Yeah, I
tried
tried
some.
Clariton,
Not a fan.
whiskey, brandy infused. No, not a real stuff for me. It's too sweet. If you haven't tried infused cigars, try when you smoke some, let's say, get some mild Cuban cigar and drink syrup with the cigar. Every smoke, drink a syrup. Same thing. You not get what is cigar. You won't understand what is a cigar.
Oh,
Or pair the
drink
cigar
syrup,
with pair a cigar with sambuca. Same thing. I tried to experiment with sambuca. I didn't understand what was the cigar. I just smoked something, but because it's so sweet,
yeah, it just
you won't
kills-
get anything.
It just yeah.
it's not for me. Some people like it. I don't.
No, I tried one infused cigar, and I was like, okay, this is definitely not one for me. It just didn't have the same vibe. It was very, you know how the way I would say is like when you smoke a cigar, cigars have like flavor notes, right? They've got like some fruity, some of them are fruity notes, some of them have coffee notes. Some of them
Don't mistaken that with the
no, but let me
cherry
finish.
flavor.
Let me finish. Cigars have flavors which are more like organic flavors, right? Like when you have a fruit has an organic flavor. But when you, for example, if you eat an orange has the flavor of an organic orange. Like, you know, it tastes like an orange. But when you have an orange sweet, it's different. It's that artificial fake flavor of an orange.
You know, when you smoke cigar.
So wait, let me finish.
The aromas in.
Let me finish. This banter, man, don't even let me finish. So you have that fake flavor. You know, you've got a proper orange which tastes like an orange, but then you've got that fake artificial sweet that tastes like an orange, which is very different. In the same way, you have like cigars which have like organic flavors to them, and then you've got the infused cigars that have that fake flavor, and that fake flavor tastes crappy, man.
You finish?
I'm finished now, yeah. This freaking banter.
You know what? Some people when they smoke cigar, they say, "I found the taste of fresh mountain rolls, mushroom shiitake, orange pickup in South Spain, cherry from Andalusia." Or stuff. That's bullshit, man. You don't have that kind of taste in the cigar.
Well, they might do.
What you might do? You might have citrus.
I don't know, man.
You might have citrus.
Yeah.
Yes, but you won't describe if it's a orange, lemon, mandarin, whatever.
Well, this one does taste like the oranges from the. I don't know.
So when someone start telling me that kind of stuff, sushi taste or something.
This tastes
Come on,
like.
man.
This
There's a
tastes.
specific. Even if you don't know, open in Google, find the Google the tasting palette, roulette, and board, which you see. No, there's a there's a different taste. From woodiness coming to secondary different stuff like wet wood, dry wood. That, but you're not getting when you get fruitiness. You don't get 17 different fruits.
No, it's
aromas.
a very general fruity flavor.
Yeah,
It's not
I've got a pomegranate in there. No chance, man. How you get pomegranate taste in a cigar?
Oh, I'm getting a slight hint of unripened pineapple.
You can't even think of a fruit now.
I'm getting unripened pineapple with a twist of mango.
Exactly.
And,
you're not getting that kind of stuff. So that is when somebody start picking that kind of
You're being
tastes in the
overly
review.
pretentious. You're being like pretentious for no reason. Like, shut up, man.
Probably you eat pineapple 3 hours ago and you're
Yeah.
still in your mind. Or
Yeah.
you want to eat pineapple. You're raving about
Possibly,
eating
yeah.
pineapple, and that's why you think about pineapple and your
Yeah.
mind associated with the pineapple. But you don't get that kind of stuff. And in flavored cigars,
I'm
in the
getting
other,
this like a Kopi Luau flavor. Kopi, is it? How do you pronounce that?
so
I don't know.
So let's,
you mean it's taste on shit?
let's recap. What are you smoking again? Because people have been asking.
Oh, I'm smoking the Oyo de Montri LCDH Elegante cigar. This is a Figurado. Used to be a Figurado. It's now just a pyramid.
I'm smoking a custom roll cigar made in the States, potentially from a Cuban guys using Cuban tobacco imported from Cuba. I don't think it's 100% Cuban. I feel some other taste in there, which slightly can me thinking that it's not 100%
A little bit
Cuban.
Nicaraguan, right?
No, Dominican. In
Really?
my opinion. There's
Has
a
it got
Dominican-
dryness?
There's a Dominican.
What's
probably
yours like,
fillers.
Alex?
There is some dryness there. It's been good.
Okay.
It's good. Yeah, I don't say it's bad. It's decent.
No.
cigar.
I really like them. That's why I
But
ordered some more.
It's not a typical Cuban custom roll
No.
cigar bought
There's
from Cuba.
there's like a good strong hint of Cuban, but then there's something else onto it. Like they must have had some filler and thought, oh wait, we don't have enough filler. Let's get some Dominican in there, which is fine. I don't mind that. I think Cuban hybrids are pretty cool.
It is good. It's a good.
I really
Let's say custom rolled, not from Cuba.
Yeah.
One of the good ones because I've tried few Dominican, Nicaraguan made. That is better than them.
I really enjoyed the pyramid. That I thought that was really good. So I spoke to George, and I was like, George, you gotta send me some more. So he's gonna add that into the pack that he's sending to you.
So I have a question
Why do you have a question for?
because I think it's good.
Mate, you're supposed to be the moderator, man. Stick to your job.
You've got warning labels on tobacco already.
Yeah.
If they were to, for instance, stave off us having plain packaging, if it was a choice between those warning labels or scrapping the warning labels but having plain packaging, what would we go for?
Warning labels, 100%.
Yeah.
No, because the warning labels are not 100% covering the tobacco.
But
box.
do we think that's helping to stop us getting plain packaging?
I don't know even how they look. I just when I get the box, I straight away remove them.
Yeah, same here.
I don't even care about them,
No.
and I still have a nice looking box even with that. And you
Freaking-
don't have
freaking hair dryer.
you don't
and
have
just
well.
peel
Let's
it
say that
off.
way. You don't have any warning labels on the cigars.
No.
Cigars still look amazing. Some buns are
Well, the box
awesome.
I received, I mean, they didn't have any warning labels.
Some of them have.
Yeah, some of them have.
So
If it's a UK source, then you
yeah,
have to have.
where is the Placencia box? The Placencia box have one.
Where's the Placencia box?
Yeah, Alex.
I've taken it off.
So yeah,
oh,
but,
you
but
took it off. Yeah, but that's
but there
UK
was
though.
well,
UK.
almost everywhere in Europe supposed to have at least some kind of warning label. Let's say
What was
smoking
Switzerland?
kills. I don't know. I didn't buy recently from Switzerland. I don't remember. Maybe they have
Because
some.
a bunch of boxes I got from Switzerland, they don't have any warning
Anything?
labels on them. No, some of them. Most of them do. Some of them don't. Like the one that I received, none. Like not even a single one.
That is way different. It's the cigar don't have anything. So if the cigar have a nice looking band, you can't put "don't smoke" on the cigar. Where you gonna put it? Another band and say "please don't smoke." I don't mind another band
I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind that.
if you not cover the main one. Put whatever you want on there. Anyway, you're gonna remove it when you buy the cigar.
Precisely. I don't mind that. I don't mind a warning label on a cigar. I mean, I do mind it, but relatively don't mind it compared to like plain packaging.
I think that in UK they're supposed to have like at least some percentage of the box cover with that.
Yeah, they do. They
I
do.
don't know what's the percentage though, but
See what 25-30%. I think that's what it is.
something like that.
Something silly like that. But then that's why the warning labels have been getting bigger. So over the years, the warning labels have been getting bigger, and that's one thing I noticed. But other than that, it's not. I mean, I can live with that. It's a bit of a. It's a bit of an eyesore. You know, having this beautiful box of cigars. You crack your, like if you got like a box of Esplendido or something, you crack it open. There's a freaking massive warning label even on the inside.
Yeah.
It's like,
The one on the inside that got me most, I think.
yeah, that one really the inside one frustrates me. It's like, look, I'm already here. What do you think I'm gonna do?
Oh no, I guess I better stop now.
Let's close this box and send it back now. Fuck.
Yeah.
How many swears have I dropped in this video so far?
Many.
Ah,
What do you think of the Monty 4 2016?
the Monty 4. It's a badass cigar.
2016.
I don't know about 2016, but I know about Monty 4s. I don't think I can like identify individual boxes based on,
Exactly.
you know.
And were you in the movie with the White Castle burger thing? I don't know what that means. I'm afraid.
What?
Oh,
What?
Harold and Kumar.
What?
Is that?
Harold and Kumar, White Castle.
Oh yeah. You were. I don't think you were in Harold.
I mean, I wish I was. That'd be awesome if I was. That's
I'm the guy which been in the movie.
Shut up, man.
I thought you were in a TV series.
Yeah.
Well, it still count.
That's not
How is that a movie?
It's theoretically film
Or
production.
theoretically, huh?
Film production,
Oh, okay,
which
yeah.
not been released yet. I don't know. Maybe they're
When's it
gonna
coming out? Do you know?
December
December.
potentially.
Season
This-
3.
2.
Season 2.
They still need to film some parts with the Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
It's not
Oh,
been
you're giving it
completed.
away now.
Most people who know me, they know what I'm talking about.
Basically, Ray's gonna be in The Witcher, and I'm so freaking jealous about that. I hate him. I like genuine bile hate him because I'm like a big fan of that show, and this freaking guy. See, I didn't say fuck. Oh,
And I smoke on when they filming it
did you?
on the breaks.
Oh, on the breaks, yeah. Not on camera, though, did you?
Well, no on
You
camera.
weren't there with a big ass freaking cigar. You know what you should have done? That's the perfect place to smoke a Kraken. Lights, camera, action, Kraken. Horrible.
They're gonna say, "Hey, you, the guy at the back, what you doing?"
I'm sucking dick.
Fun experience.
Sorry.
Cubans that need the least amount of aging?
Hoyos. No,
At
Hoyos
least?
need. Which cigars need the least amount of aging from Cuba?
Every.
No, the least amount of aging. I'd say
At least.
Monty's, Open Eagles, any of the Open series because they all suck.
Well, I smoke 10 years old open
Yeah,
now, and it's
bland,
still.
bland. So if you've got like in my view, and this is entirely subjective. There's no validity to my point by any like actual measure. But I think that Monte Cristo cigars, the Open series, they become way too bland if you age them too long. So I think 5 years, 4 years worth of age on them, you should be fine. Anything beyond that, kind of diminishing returns. You're not getting much out
But
of
if
it.
you age for 20 years, you potentially go in the second period of.
That's true. That's true.
So, in my opinion, almost every Cuban cigar will benefit of aging for at least good few years. But if you try some which is quite new one, like 20 box, and you like it, carry on smoking.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong.
Yeah.
The cigars potentially supposed to be ready for smoke. Yeah, Cuba is well known for that. The cigars are not perfectly ready for smoke when they release, but I reckon the last 2-3 years they significantly improve the
They
taste,
have.
the quality, and
They
the
have.
everything.
They have.
They improve.
They've
I remember-
massively improved.
I remember
2000
2013, 14, 15. Every box was bad.
2015 was a bad year.
Yeah, that year was
That was
bad.
a specifically bad year.
Last few years, I reckon they improved. way more.
2018 and 19 have been
20 as well.
20's
I
been
smoke only 120 actually,
20's
but-
been a bit decent. 20's been decent, but maybe it's because they're too young. But 18 and 19, they've been especially good. They've been especially good. I've really, really enjoyed it. But it could be
It's
because
very
they've had...
subjective question.
That's
I don't know.
true,
We
that's
can't
true.
answer with one word, and
Okay,
If
well,
it's-
here's another one from Andre, which I missed. Sorry, Andre.
Hey, Andre.
How about, I don't really know what he's saying, but I'm thinking you guys will. How about a fixed price dictated by the government, like Benelux does with tax cigar bans on the cigars?
If you have a fixed price, then it's a bit difficult to compete. Then it kind of kills the whole idea of capitalism in essence.
Spain is a
Is that
fixed price.
Is that fixed? I don't know what that means.
Fixed price across the board, so all cigars have a certain price. So everywhere you go, all cigars will be X price.
You mean not in one country? You mean in like European Union, like for example?
No, for example, in England, if you go to Cigars, if you go to Davidoff,
Yeah, fixed price by the government,
Yeah,
like Spain.
all the price-
Spain is
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I disagree with that. I think it prevents competition, and then you can't have like you can't have any opportunity.
But you can't have a monopoly as well. You can't have one distributor with 25 shops making way more money. Some company need to buy from that shop or need to.
But you
They
can't
don't have the
growth,
big discount.
But you can't have growth either.
I'm alright with the small shops everywhere instead of 3 big ones. I don't know. If you don't have if you have the same pricing everywhere, that's mean almost everyone making pretty much same profit of them.
No, you won't be making the same profit.
Well, maybe the biggest company have a bigger discount from the government when they buy them.
No, you won't have a discount. What you have is you have your overheads. So if you've got a bigger operation, your overheads are going to be potentially better or more streamlined in a manner which is going to make you more competitive. But if you're a smaller organization, it makes it potentially difficult to compete. Then
I don't have that. I've not been many often in Benelux, but Spain for me it's perfect because everywhere I go, I know what's the prices on all the cigars I want to buy. I'm not afraid that tomorrow they're gonna raise them. If they sold out LCDH, next month will be 30% more than that.
that's true.
So example in UK, when you buy Ramon Alones 2019, when they released them on 20.
They were like 30 quid each. Yeah,
Less than that. Now I think they're over 30 quid.
they're 40.
So why is that?
Well, that's what supply and demand is, though, isn't
Okay,
it? That's
but
how
if
supply and
if
demand works.
But if you have same pricing,
But if you have same pricing, then it kind of kills it kills the idea of supply and demand. It also prevents the price of collectible cigars from going up.
which is fair point, everyone can be afford them, can be able to. If you manage to find them, of course, you can buy them.
I guess the private market would
maybe
still
depend
have
of
that.
which point of view. If you're from the retailer point of view, it's not a good idea if you're a big company. But if you are from consumer point of view, I don't mind being the same everywhere.
But it makes it difficult for smaller companies to compete then.
Why?
Because if the prices are all the same, then smaller companies don't have the potential to kind of. So here's the thing. Right now, you've got loads of smaller companies that are coming in, and what they've done is they've pushed down the price for a lot of the cigars, whereas some of the bigger retailers are a little bit more expensive. So what's happened is there's been a slight kind of, for example, Astoria cigars,
But maybe because
GQ tobacco.
because the small retailers don't have that costs as well.
No, but
They don't have a team of marketing. They don't have team of IT. They don't pay for 11 different shops and venues. They pay. Let's say you have one shop or online shop.
Yeah.
You pay only. You working alone there. You pay your own salary, your
Yeah.
costs.
But then it also means that it's more difficult for you to compete because your prices are the same across the board, meaning that you can't really offer any.
You can offer something else. You can offer
Potentially,
classes. You can offer sessions with the good famous people.
But hear me out. Companies like Astoria Cigars, GQ Tobacco, all of these companies, right? These are much smaller organizations, and one of the things that it's cool, man, chill.
I've already done it all myself.
All of those companies are undercutting the price. Maybe not undercutting, but the prices are less expensive in comparison to some of the bigger companies, and because of that, one, you can have. It kind of forces the bigger companies to kind of react to that, or two, it also allows them to be more competitive so that they've got some potential to growth. But if you've got all the same prices, then they can't really do that. You've got no leeway to be able to compete effectively.
I don't know. I'm not that convinced. For me. I'm okay for that.
I'm okay with that, but I also think that it might be worse for consumers. Because then you can't go to a smaller retailer and be like, oh wait, these guys are cheap, I'll buy from them. Or these guys are cheap, I could price match.
You can still go to your favorite retailers because you like the customer service or you like the.
But you could go to your favorite retailer and then price match with them.
But now if you know that retailer one having a Monte Cristo number 2 for £20, retailer be having it for £25, where you gonna go? Retailer are which maybe the customer service is not good enough, maybe
Okay,
that cigars are not perfectly stored,
I'll tell you
or
what
you
I
go
do.
into the most expensive one because you know they're perfect.
Or you have that price at £20. You go to the bigger retailer and you price match with them, so you've got the benefit for the service and you've got the benefit for the cheaper price. Bigger retailers price match.
Not everyone offer
Not
that.
everyone, but the bigger retailers generally do, which means that you've got some kind of anchor pulling down the price from one area when on the other side the prices are going up.
But if that big retailer have a price match, why he didn't put the price already down for everyone?
Because that's game theory. You have a price match system in place which allows you to kind of compete without competing, technically.
Which is still, monopoly.
No, but it's not monopoly. That's just what, that's how price matching works, right? Price matching is kind of like, so one of the things you can't do in a monopoly is you can't have, okay, not a monopoly. One of the things you can't do, which is illegal, is you can't collaborate and fix prices. That's illegal. You can't fix prices, right? So if you can't have like loads of retailers being all friends and be like, okay, we're not going to push the price up. We're just going to leave the price at this. That way, all of us make a good amount of money. That's illegal. But a way around that is you have a system which is called price matching. And price matching basically means that if someone does push up the price or push down the price, then the one that's more expensive can price match, and effectively it's price fixing to some extent, but it's not really. It's a legal way of price fixing. But the benefit to some extent is the fact that if there is a retailer that is going to undercut the price to some extent, then he anchors the price down for everyone else as well.
I don't know, we can talk a lot for that. Imagine someone release limited edition cigars.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter which brand. Romeo and Juliet release some limited editions. They release them on £200 a box. And the bigger retailer, because he have the money, he buy 20 boxes, he don't sell them, keep them on the shelf.
Yeah.
In 5 months time, when everyone else sell his cigars, he open them up on the shelf and offer them twice a price.
Yeah,
so he can't make a price match because no one else have them, and he dictate the price. And if you collector and you want to buy them, they're not going to be released anymore. So you go and spend 3 times more or 2 times more or whatever more they are than what they've been before. Instead of everyone have 20 boxes of that cigars on the same price, and even if you miss them now because you don't have the money, maybe now you have the money in the couple of months, you can, if they're available, of course, if they're not sold out, you can go and I'm gonna keep £200 for that cigar. When I go to the shop, I'll pay £200. I'm not gonna pay 400 because someone decided to hide them under the counter and sell them after that.
Yeah, no, there is a benefit of that, of course. Yeah, of course, that is a benefit for customers, but that's one niche area. In the grand scheme of things, the bigger picture,
I still prefer if the prices are equal everywhere.
I don't know. I think that there's a valid argument to having competition with that, and I think competition helps the industry a little bit more than having a fixed price. In the grand scheme of things, for individual things like what you mentioned, it's more of a specific scenario, and it seems more like an exception as opposed to an overall perspective on how markets could operate or should operate. I think that having differences in price is beneficial for the industry. It's also beneficial for customers as well. I think that anyway. However, I could be wrong. And in this case, honestly, I'm happy to be wrong. And the reason for that is because if I'm wrong and it's beneficial for
in England, never gonna happen to be.
But I'm fine with
government regulated prices.
But I'm happy with the fact that the government isn't regulating, because I think that's an overreach from the government.
I don't think we have anything in UK regulated by the government at all.
I'm glad, because I don't think the government should overreach in certain areas. I think the government should allow that kind of freedom for companies and organizations and individuals to have agency to be able to determine their own price. It's a degree of freedom, isn't it? But that is of course, as you mentioned, there's a downside to that. Where supply and demand.
I'm looking
dictate
my
price.
point of view, because I will be more interesting in that way. Maybe
No, you're right, because for example, Behikes, right? Behikes have inflated in price massively because no one's got them. So the only companies that have got them have inflated the price just like, what is it now, 190 pounds a cigar? So yeah, you are right in that sense.
so. If they are
But that's one
regulated
cigar.
if they are regulated by the country, by the government, let's say Behike will be 150. Doesn't matter where you're gonna buy by who, how many amount and anything. 150. Then you maybe not be able to find it, but once you found it, you can afford it. If you know the price. You know what I mean? No, I don't mean everyone will afford Behike, but let's say if you know the price, that price will be that. Behike will be always sold for that money. Maybe raise the price in every 5 years, every 2 years or something. But that cigar will be that money. It doesn't matter when you want to buy it. Not like, as I mentioned, the great example for me was the Ramon Alones. I want to buy Ramon Alones. I didn't have the opportunity to buy them when they pre-released them. I missed the opportunity, and after that, when I want to buy it, it's 40 quid, and I'm not gonna pay that money for that cigar now.
Yeah.
So I want to buy them on what they released them.
But I agree with that. But
I know it's great demand. Everyone wants that cigars, but
I agree with that. But I also think that's a very specific scenario, because in the grand scheme of things, most cigars don't operate like that. Most cigars don't operate on the basis of like these cigars are going to go out of stock or become very difficult to find, and the price is going to go shoot up.
Well, with the Chinese people, everything will come in some point quickly sold out, especially the Cubans. In Scandinavia, even Andre mentioned a few times, you can't buy short Churchills, you can't buy Partagas to...
Really? Andre, is that true?
They sold out, man.
Really?
Yeah, and they don't have a amount for 5 months or something.
Wow.
So that kind of stuff, you're beneficial here because we have a lot of supply here, and probably the hunters and Marco do the job, and Spanish market is great again. But small countries, they don't have the supply because they sell out quickly, and
but they also don't have as strong of a demand.
I don't know what's in there. I never been.
The demand in Norway? The demand for cigars in Norway.
Well, they're small countries. They don't have that big consumers, and they don't have a big chunk of cigars down there. But I don't know. I think if some of those countries demand way more, I don't think they will be able to get them.
If the demand increases, then the importer could leverage that. If the demand, but if the demand isn't necessarily increasing, then there's no incentive for example, Habanos to kind of start pumping up more cigars in that direction.
But if they start pumping in that direction, they need to get it from somewhere else.
But what I'm saying is, if the demand isn't there, then the importer's not going to be able to leverage
the same way, if you have huge demand in China, why they don't send everything in China? They're going to buy them all. I'll give you an example that there was a Chinese consortium already. They want to buy everything what Habanos produce in the next 5-10 years. Everything.
Dick move.
So why Habanos just don't send everything to them?
Because they've got good relationships with importers like Hunters and importers in Spain. But that's the thing. They can leverage that and say, look, we've still got demand over here. You don't need to. And they've also got the infrastructure in terms of logistics already set up. Effective logistics set up. So, it makes sense to kind of continue in that direction. Yes, China might be able to purchase 170 million cigars every single year, and the whole production from Habanos or from Cuba. But that would, here's what it is. Sorry guys, let me just turn this off. Let me put it this way: if you're a small company, if you're a freelancer, for example, and this is a really good way of explaining it. If you're a freelancer and photography, for example, okay, if you're a photographer and you have one big client, just one, and you operate with them and them alone, and they provide all of your work and everything. Good thing is you've got security, you've got income which is secured and whatever. The bad thing is they will dictate terms to you. They can dictate terms to you in a way that puts you in a position where you have to accept it. Otherwise, you are not going to make that money. Similar to how Canon, for example, you've heard of Canon, right? Canon had an agreement with Currys, Dixon's, or the conglomerate, the big corporation, and Currys, and what they had is Currys was purchasing about 50 to 60% of all Canon cameras from Canon. Massive client for Canon. And it got to a stage where they became so big and they were purchasing so much from them, they were dictating terms back to Canon and saying, if you don't give us this, then we're not going to do it. We're not going to do business with you. We'll go somewhere else. So what did Canon have to do? They had to bend over for curries. So that's the danger that Habanos has. So even if China says, yeah, we're going to purchase 170 million cigars, all of your production, we'll purchase it all, and you've got one customer, the danger of that is they become too powerful and they can start dictating terms to you, and you no longer have a say because you've alienated your previous clients, like Spain, whatever, Spain, UK hunters, all of those importers, you've alienated them and they no longer want to work with you in the same capacity, so you're now stuck. So that's why it's bad business to have one major company or one major country as your only source of income. Terrible idea. Business 101. Don't, kind of spread your eggs out a bit. Have different...
Sorry.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
I'm just looking at Gaz's comment. He's had to bend over for a few curries in his time as well.
Ah. So that's why it would be a terrible idea for Habanos to sell all of their production to China. And it would be more effective for them to sell to a wider range of customers, a wider range of countries, and have you've still got the security, because it's not like Habanos cigars are going out of fashion, right? People are still buying them. Hand over fist, they're buying the hell out of them. So if you've got all this demand across the world, why would you put yourself in a position where you are reliant on one country and one country alone? Terrible idea.
Nothing to add here. I'm not a businessman. What's in the questions in the chat?
I'm not a businessman either, but I had a situation where I was potentially going down that route with Ernst & Young. Ernst & Young were one of my massive company, right? Accountancy firm, worldwide, huge company. They were paying a ton of money for a lot of the work that I was doing, but they were taking so much of my time that I had no opportunity to develop any other new clients or whatever. And I realized that very quickly. I was like, holy crap, these guys could dictate whatever terms they want to me and I would have no say. How would I negotiate? I couldn't negotiate.
You got no diversity in your revenue stream.
Exactly. There's no diversity in my revenue stream, and because there's no diversity, I would be I'd just become an employee for that company. But what happened was I was able to this is pre-pandemic, so pandemic happened and everything went to shit. But before the pandemic, I was able to get loads of different other clients as well, smaller clients, and I was able to spread the load a little bit. So if one client wasn't playing ball or being a bit difficult, I could turn around and say, okay, well, I don't need to work with you. I can go work with this person. But if I had this, Ernst & Young didn't, by the way, they didn't do that. They never tried to pitch any unreasonable demands on me in any way, shape or form. But there was an opportunity there, which I didn't want to cross that bridge. So in a similar fashion, I think that Habanos would be better off serving all of their customers across the world in the manner that they are, continue with developing the relationship with China, because they would be stupid if they didn't develop that relationship. I mean, it'd be more effective for them to just increase production to manage the Chinese demand, as opposed to continue with the production and just sell everything to them. But increasing production, definitely a smart idea. I mean, that's just going to increase their GDP. Because 15% of their revenue is cigars? That's a huge chunk, man. It's a huge chunk. So if they can get that to 20%, freaking amazing. Especially, and with China, I think they could do that.
Alex start eating bourbons.
I could just hear him fiddling in the background with the biscuit packet, and now he's happily eating like a little chipmunk, just nibbling away on his biscuit. Oh, I've never seen someone happier.
Andre noticed.
Huh?
Andre noticed.
Oh, Andre noticed the sound.
Yeah.
It's like, what is that sound? It was Alex. He's
Sorry.
fiddling with a biscuit packet.
I have already apologised.
Why? But yeah. So we've got some really tough regulations potentially going on in the rest of the world. We've got, Europe who's being a little bit funny about it. But here's the thing though, in America they're trying to they're trying to push some legislation against cigar smoking and tobacco. But then they also got like a movement towards legalizing weed. So how does that work?
America, man, wild world. Yeah, that's why, guys, you need to join in Cigar Rights of the World. Joining that organization, they will try to lobby as much as possible. So it's a free, absolutely voluntary organization. Of course, if you want to donate any money, that will be big appreciating for them. They're gonna idea is to collect many people as possible and to be behind them. And maybe when they start doing more and more silly stuff in Europe, and it's not only in Europe, in the world, it's basically Cigar Rights of the World, and will be way more probably opposing all that funny legislation and ideas. So yeah, Cigar Rights of the World, join in.
That's another pitch there from Ray.
Yeah. I'm there. I believe behind that. You know,
I agree with that. I agree.
If I don't believe in that, I'm not gonna mention it.
No, I agree with
But
that.
I believe, I know, you know, the people behind Cigar Rights of the World. Basically, the president is Reinhardt, our good friend Reinhardt.
Reinhardt, I think.
Yeah, he's the president.
Is he?
Yes.
Damn.
And the organization is being sponsored and supplied so far from Jeremiah Merafeld, which is the guy well known for producing a Cameroon wrapper. And as they promise and as they say, there will be no manufacturers into that organizations. Will be absolutely only people from the like regular customers.
Really?
And yes.
So no manufacturers allowed?
No.
Amazing.
So we'll be absolutely.
You know what, Reinhardt?
They have a great agenda.
How do I pronounce it? Is it Reinhardt?
Reinhardt, yeah.
Reinhardt is such a
They have a
gentleman.
great agenda. They have ambassadors in many countries which can help you with ideas. You can go in the website and read the agenda. It's been that organization's been created quite recently, probably around 5-6 months ago. It's nothing else. Well, it's been similar type to the Cigar Rights of Europe and America, but you don't need to pay yearly tax to be member or anything. Just put your email and your names, and that's it.
Just to quickly mention, I know that I was like, you know, poking fun a little bit at Ray for his long ass pitch at the beginning of the video, but I think Light 'em Up is a fantastic thing. Yeah.
And yeah, guys, we're not sponsored of them or
We're not
anything.
sponsored at all.
We just like the idea behind that.
There's no
shows.
sponsor, there's no logo on our thing or anything like that. We have no affiliation or anything like that. I just think that Light 'em Up Go as the web app, I think that's a brilliant idea. And it's beneficial for the whole cigar industry. So yeah, I definitely support it. So as much as I was kind of like making fun about it, definitely in support of that. And yeah, that's why both Ray and I, and even I think Alex maybe, you know, we support it. I can't wait to see when that app goes live. Definitely
we will be very
using
active in there. We can
Oh hell
guarantee
yeah!
that.
I'm gonna be as active as I possibly can on that one. I'm gonna be trying to get as many locations onto that app and just doing reviews and stuff just to put on that app. It's a brilliant freaking idea. I'm surprised no one else has come up with that before, but or if they have, then they haven't done it as well. I'm really looking forward to that. But we are getting to the final 15 minutes of the video.
So if there's any questions,
Yeah, we're getting to the final 15 minutes of the video. So guys, if you have any questions, start piling them in, and we're gonna start answering those questions.
Yeah, guys, if you want to become a sponsor of us, we're open now. We can put your logo there, so we can talk about your business unless it's something illegal.
Even if it's illegal, you know, there's a couple of
We might
under the
have a
table talks. We'll just make it look legal. No, I think yeah, there's some really cool stuff coming on. I mean, as much as we're complaining about the regulations and so on, which is going on, there's also a lot of like innovation going on in the industry, and it's not all just doom and gloom, is it? It's not just like, oh, you know, the cigar industry is under attack, because the industry as a whole has been growing, especially in the last few, like 5 or almost the last decade or so. It's been growing, and it's the younger generation that's really been propping it up. So the younger generation coming into the industry, and I think what Mitchell mentioned in the video that we did with him was that the younger generation, a lot of them are going towards New World cigars. So New World cigars have been really propped up by, I don't know what the percentage is or how much of an impact that's had, but from the looks of it, that consumption of New World cigars by the younger generation has really shot up the popularity of it.
Not only them. Earlier when we prepping for the show, I smoke a Cuban cigar. I smoked the Open Regatta, And I told you the last time I smoked Cuban cigar was exactly 2 weeks ago. So for 2 weeks,
Open master.
Open master,
Yeah.
open master. So I smoke
Open
for
regards
2
is
weeks.
much worse.
For 2 weeks, I smoke roughly 40 cigars,
Yeah.
and none of them was Cuban.
Fair enough.
So I smoked. That was the second Cuban I smoked for the 2 weeks time, which is
And in the last 2 weeks, I smoked nothing but Cuban.
yeah, you're old fashioned.
How is that old fashioned? You're older than me. How is that old?
Well, we do have a couple of questions rolled in already.
Oh, we do. Okay.
One from Hamza.
Hey Hamza, how you doing?
Will Habanos ever be able to reach Davidoff construction level?
See,
No.
here's the thing.
No,
So
never.
probably not. But here's the thing, though. I think Davidoff construction is not all that it's cracked up to be.
No, Davidoff construction is amazing.
No, I don't. I think
Because you smoke 3 Davidoffs and don't like
I've
them.
smoked 3. I've smoked boxes of them, man. Stop talking.
Next time when you smoke bad Davidoff constructed, let me know.
Royal Release. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. Okay, no, sorry, that's not true. Every single one of the Robustos from the Royal Release. The Salomones, perfect.
Are they crack?
No,
Why
They
is
won't
bad
crack.
constructed then?
just a really loose draw.
A lot of people liked it. And that,
No, no,
that
no,
is
no, no,
not
no, 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 no,
exactly-
There's a difference. So you know that Davidoff that we had with that Eddie gave us? Perfect draw. Perfect draw. Okay? Good amount of resistance, but not like firm. Perfect draw. Love that draw. That's a Davidoff cigar. The Royal Release doesn't have a perfect draw. It was way too loose. There's a difference between a good draw, a firm draw, and a freaking sloppy, floppy handshake kind
Oh,
of draw.
the time when I stopped smoking Cubans all the time, I started trying new experiment with new brands, and Davidoff was probably the brand I smoked most. I don't remember a single problem with Davidoff. So Davidoff have I believe it's the only company in the world with the 7-stage quality control,
Yeah,
7 different.
but it's
quality
not
controls.
perfect. It's not as good as people say.
For me, they're perfect.
Late. Okay, I've smoked. Bought a box of late hour Churchills. 4
It's
of them.
amazing cigars.
Amazing. I love them. Don't get me wrong. I might be critiquing them right now, but I love them. And several of them bad burns across the board. Really bad burns.
Compared to Habanos,
Compared to Habanos. I'm not trying to say the Habanos. Look, let me
they're not close to Davidoff. May never be close.
Let me qualify what I'm saying. I'm not saying the Habanos cigars are like this perfect cigar and nothing's wrong and all that. I know that a lot of Habanos cigars have problems when it comes to the burn, the draw, and all that kind of stuff. I get that, and I accept that. I don't ever try and say that Habanos cigars are perfect. There's nothing wrong with them. Never say that. What I'm saying is this idea that New World cigars.
No, the guy asked a question about Davidoff specifically.
Okay, yeah, but
in my
Davidoff
opinion,
themselves.
Cubans will never be close to Davidoff as a quality. We're not
Okay,
talking
that-
about the best quality cigars. We're
Okay,
talking
fine, yeah.
comparing
Okay,
Habanos and Davidoff. Will not be close.
I don't
There's
think they'll be
even
close.
reasons on that. In Cuba, every roller, torcedor, bonchero being paid to go on the work today and work 7 hours, 8
Yeah.
hours, 9 hours. In Davidoff,
If you
every-
don't do a
every
good
one
job,
of them
you don't. Yeah,
is
you don't
paid
get
on
paid.
a piece he made and pass quality control. So if you make 100 cigars today and 30 of them not pass the quality control, so you got 70% of your salary.
Mm.
In Habanos, it's nothing like that. It's just going 7 to 8 or whatever is the working time. And
Okay. I'll retract my statement then.
There was a follow-up. What's your top 3 Davidoff cigars or Camacho?
Camacho, I don't think I've got any tops.
I like Camacho before they become Davidoff. So let's exclude them from the ranking.
Yeah, I don't like Camacho very much.
Top 3. So we're talking about the non-Cuban Davidoffs then.
Late hour Churchill for me.
Late hour is probably in top 3.
Yeah, I can't decide which one.
The Special 53. Oro Blanco.
I
And
haven't
Oro
had
Blanco, no Oro Blanco, Oro. Just the Oro.
Just the Oro.
Just the Oro. I'm a big fan of the white band actually. I never have them bad or something. They're mild for my palate now, but Yamasa is in top 3 easy.
Mine is Davidoff Lancero. Easy number 1. Definitely.
That's
number
the
one.
white band.
Easily number 1. Amazing cigar. Incredible. On that one, not a loose draw. Good firm draw. Amazing smoke. Late Hour Churchill is second. Third one,
Have you tried the Special 53?
I have. I really like that. I really like
That
that.
was one
was
of the best
really
Davidoff
good.
release in the last good few years.
That
In my
was-
opinion,
Is that the one with the 50 on the band?
No, it's a Double Perfecto.
Oh no, okay, I'm not talking about that one then.
They released it last year.
But that one's got the
It's
50 on the band.
expensive.
That one's got the 50 on the band.
I don't think that's as. I'm talking about the Double Perfecto short
Yeah,
one.
Double Perfect. It's got
Short
50 on
one.
the band. I'm sure it does.
I think is it 50 on the band? I can't remember.
I think it's got 50 on the. I could
now.
be
I haven't
wrong.
smoked one in the probably. I smoked 4
Mm.
when they released them. That was mind blowing cigar. It's become number 2 in the cigar journal, I believe, in
Was
top
it?
25. Yeah.
I think third one for me, it's a tough one because I like a bunch of them. Maybe it's one of the signature, like 2000, possibly, or maybe even number 2.
Avo Maduro is amazing cigar.
Number 2, Davidoff number 2. Davidoff number 2.
So
3.
yeah, that
number
has
two's number 3
so
for me.
many different blends, which
Yeah.
Hey, George is here.
Hey, George.
Apparently you totally forgot.
Thank you
there
for
were-
joining.
there were quite a lot of other questions now, actually. So
Go on.
let's get through them. Decent cigar lounges around the Nottingham, Sheffield, Derby areas, asked Gaz.
well,
Ooh.
Derby have a very nice cigar lounge. It's in the industrial area. I need to double check what was the name on it. If you Google it, you'll find it. It's only one there. It's not the cheapest ones, but have a great selection of Cubans. The owner is amazing guy, very knowledgeable, and also they have a special ladies' night, which is not for ladies, it's for men's. But you have a personal waiters and stuff like that, which are walking on the bikini and etc. And they have a interesting.
I don't
night.
think I could vibe with that one. No, that just seems a bit.
Well, some
seedy.
people like that, and it's a service which I don't think someone else offering in England.
I know, but it just feels a
There's
bit.
probably a reason for that.
Yeah.
Have you smoked the Padron Magnum Maduro, says Ryan Joffrey.
I haven't.
Okay, that answers that one.
No, I haven't as well. Magnum, I'm not smoked many
Magnum
Padrons, so-
Maduro? I'll look that up later. I think I'll put that on the list though, because Padron, oof, those are some badass cigars, man.
Next one.
Wait, before we jump on it, you need to start smoking them Padrons I've been telling you.
I'm
man.
a poor guy. I don't smoke that expensive
Shut up.
cigars. I smoke what the people send me.
Send us some Padrons.
I'm going to skip one and come back to it 'cause it's more of a big question. What's the last mind-blowing cigar you tried? The most perfect cigar you ever.
Tatuaje Kruger full size last night.
Trinidad Meduluna.
Yeah, that was quick.
Trinidad Meduluna. Oh, I love that cigar. I know people say it's young. It's amazing, that cigar. It was given to me by someone special.
And then this one's perhaps a slightly bigger question from Skipper Cigar. Box pressed or not?
Doesn't matter for me. I don't mind box pressed. I don't think they're better than the normal ones, and I
Yeah.
don't think the normal ones are better than the box press.
I don't particularly care.
Probably some of the box press keep to stay better feeling in the mouth when you keep them in your mouth. But I don't keep the cigar in the mouth for a longer time, so I'm not walking with the cigar in my mouth.
I don't know about mouth. If we're
But
talking about mouth,
the biggest plus on the box press is they're not rolling on the table.
yeah, yes,
It's
That's-
like a carpenter's pencil.
yes.
So you've seen those, the pencils that flat.
Personally, I don't particularly care. But if we're talking about like, I'll happily smoke them. I don't give a crap about what if it's box pressed or just normal. But
The last perfect cigar, the previous question, the last perfect cigar, actually the Vitola is a box press torpedo style cigar, 7.5 inch by 48.
damn,
Weird size.
damn.
What's the point of box pressing?
Some people say that the airflow is better, so it keeps the cigar cool. I don't know if I found that. I think that just sounds like bullshit to me.
Don't know.
Don't know.
Sound like some bullshit to me. But I don't.
It's more easy to put box press cigars in the box instead
Yeah.
of rolled one,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
especially if you buy a box of 25 short chills,
Yes.
they come in like box press whole most of the time because they're so squeezed there.
Make the boxes bigger, Habanos. What are you doing?
Something about Placentia Hexagon. Have you had those?
I want to get them. The new
Six to one
six
is
to
the
yeah,
new
yeah,
one,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I have one. I haven't smoked it yet.
I haven't smoked them yet, but they're on the list. There's too many cigars to try, aren't there? I mean, that's not a bad
Mentioning
thing.
Plasencia, let me tell you something. Plasencia, the 6-1 now, they will implement electronic chips into the buns, so you can track the cigar where is not be counterfeit. It's been where is made, by who, and what age and stuff.
Like a QR code?
Yeah, they say it will be electronic chip. They work with some company to put the chip. You can scan it with the phone, yeah. Basically with the phone. Similar idea as a QR code, but I don't think it's a QR code. It's something invisible.
Okay.
Into
as
the
long
buns.
as, listen, as long as he doesn't push up the price unnecessarily, I'm fine with that.
Well, they're very expensive already.
Okay, then no.
That's the most expensive Plasencia.
Then no. Just stick to the normal, man. Put a code in, it's fine. QR code.
Next one.
Next question.
Literally just come in. Do you ever use a punch or are you strictly cutter?
I use all of them. I use punch, usually on the big ring gauges.
You had a punch last week, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used punch last week. I use V-cut. Not so often. I prefer to use sometimes V-cut on a small Vitos. Usually like Lancero or Corona.
Yeah.
I have a small V-cuts. And my favorite one is a perfect straight cut. I don't like the fancy looking ones, which is, like butterfly style or anything. I like that kind of normal.
Yep, same here.
That's one of my favorite cutters. So
I do like a straight cut. Straight cut's my favorite. I use a straight. The reason why I like a straight cut is because you can use it on every cigar. Like you can't use a punch on a V on a
flat
torpedo.
head. You can use it on flat head. Have you smoked a flat head cigar?
Oh, you got a punch on top, right? Like the LFD.
No.
No?
The flat head don't have a cup. It's basically flat here. If you use that kind of cutter, you're ruining the cigar.
I've had a flat cut, flat head before. I've just
Don't.
done that.
There's no Cubans with flat head.
No, not Cubans. New
I
ones.
try to
man.
remember who have a flat head. Not many, man.
There's a
Very,
cigar
very
called
rare ones.
Flathead.
Yes, the flat head have it.
Yeah. Man, I just used one of these.
It's a big chance to ruin the cigar.
Really?
Like that. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I just used a straight cut.
The best way to use on the flat head is a punch.
Punch builds up too much time.
They look like what?
They look like buttholes, man. Listen, man. Straight cut. It works at everything. Flatheads, whatever, man. Just cut off a little bit more. You'll be fine. If it unravels, just use the band.
Trinidad or Cohiba?
Trinidad. Easy. I mean, don't get me wrong. Love Cohibas. They in my top.
They're not asking you what you love. Trinidad or Cohiba.
Trinidad.
That's it. Trinidad.
Yeah. But I'm trying to give some depth to the answer, man. You just straight.
Yeah, let's not go depth.
Let's not give depth.
Ask which one. That's one. If he wants to know why, can ask. They didn't ask.
We've answered this one before, but one from Josh, who I haven't seen here before.
Hello, Josh.
Cigar matches or lighter? Why?
Matches are probably better, but I use lighters or cedar.
I use matches 99% of the time.
Yeah.
I like the idea to lighten up with matches. I have more control on the cigar with the matches. Well, if it's very windy, not gonna happen. But if it's not windy, matches all the time. I like the smell of the match when it's burned. I don't know, it's weird, but I like when you lit the match. It's very nice smell of whatever it smells.
Whatever it is, yeah.
And
No, fair enough,
yeah, I found way more easy to control. Also, the match burn slightly less temperature than the lighter.
It does, yeah.
Maybe if you overburn your cigar, it might be not taste well the first 10 minutes. With the matches, there's less chance of that.
With the jet flame, you've got more. With the soft flame lighter, you've got a little bit more control as well.
Yeah.
So I prefer soft flame lighters in general. Matches are probably better. I think matches are generally a little bit better. But I either use a cedar sheet, which I did today for this one, or I'll use a soft flame lighter. That's what I.
I have a problem with the cedar sheets. I can't control that way.
They burn too fast.
Sometimes don't want to burn.
Yes. If it's got too much humidity or something, if you've got it straight out of the box.
I don't have the control there. On the matches, I know how they're gonna burn.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Keep the match, that way.
I agree.
You control it. But
I agree. With the cedar sheet, you do have to
I start using matches many years ago, and it's a habit usual as well. It's not. I always have matches in my pockets, in my car, everywhere I have matches. Maybe if it's very, very windy, I even can light the cigar in very, very windy weather now with the matches, because I used to try that. And
I used to use only matches for about 6 months or so, I was only using matches, but it just became a little cumbersome to kind of like fiddle about with it and whatever. So I just,
It's
just
part of the ritual for me.
yeah, I agree. It is nicer. It is nicer, but I think I'm just being a bit lazy. So I'll use a lighter or like a cedar sheet, and then I don't know. Cedar sheets tend to burn a bit hotter, I think. I could be wrong, but it feels like they burn a bit hotter because they burn
Also,
a lot faster.
if you relight the cigar when it's very short with the jet flame, you burn it basically.
Yeah.
You feel the hot air. With the lighter, with the matches, is way more.
I agree. Matches are probably better, but you could use anything as long as it just comes down to your own personal preference. But yeah, matches are probably better in my view. I think cedar's quite good. Soft flame lighters, or sometimes just a jet flame. Like I've been using a jet flame after that because I can't be bothered. I'm just being lazy. Alex, you're not supposed to answer the question.
Andre's got to hold his horses, man. I'm getting through these questions.
Well, get through them quick, ain't it?
Cigar siestas or just holding your cigar?
What?
I don't really know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
Cigar rest, maybe?
Cigar rest.
Oh, cigar rest or just
holding it?
I'll use a rest. I'll hold them as well.
I like
I've
to
got
hold
a
it.
rest over here, which is like what, a couple of pounds.
I use the rest, but it's not comfortable for me to leave my cigar and get it all the time. So that's why I keep it in my hand at the moment. Which I don't mind rest, but yeah, usually ashtray. I directly keep it in the ashtray if I have a good ashtray to keep the cigar. I don't
Well, the
use
ashtray
cigar.
has like a little rest as well. Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I'll use a rest, but I don't. I'll go back and forth.
I smoke a lot when I'm walking,
Hmm.
so I don't have a rest when I'm walking. I just keep the cigar in my hand.
Sorry, I'm going to skip a few questions here. One from George. Shea butter or Nivea?
Fuck off. Definitely shea butter. It's much healthier. It's less carcinogens and all that kind of nonsense. But you got to get the unrefined stuff.
Anyway.
Shut up! I'm answering the question.
Very specific.
You got to get unrefined shea butter, and that stuff is much better for you. But if
He's
you
not
get
even on
the
the camera, man. He put myself on the camera.
put you on the camera.
Yeah.
you asshole.
No, I joke with you.
Oh.
He was on the camera.
What was it? Shea butter.
I just wanted to show you Ray's face. Very specific question from Alexander Flint, who I haven't seen here before either.
Hello, Alexander.
What humidity would you suggest storing a Chapman half Corona?
About 65. Cubans in general.
Personal
are,
preference.
surely.
Personal preference, mate. Try on 65, 66, 67, 9, 70.
He's
If
got
you
a
like
point.
them on 70, keep them on 17. There is no standard. There's a different variety
Yeah.
between, let's say, between 60 and 70 is not wrong.
Yeah.
If you like them more drier, keep them 60 to 63. If you like them more wet, 70. It's not bad.
Can I just add to that and say that? Shut up. Can I just add? I'll say that with a lot of cigars, what I found is, and this is something that Ray does as well. So you can't turn on to me and that's bullshit. With a lot of cigars, I think not even just Cubans, I find that if you have them just a little bit drier, they tend to taste a bit better. I find that, and I've been experimenting and testing that, and this is something that Ray does. This is something that I've started doing. It really does make a difference when you have them just a little bit drier.
It's
I think the
plagiate.
taste
Plagiate.
What?
Plagiator? What is it called? Plagiate? I don't know. It's English. My English is sucks. Go on next
I don't
one.
think your English sucks, but that's not a word. Yeah.
Where have we gone?
What is called when someone get the
your
idea
mum
from
wants
someone
more
else?
Trinidad reviews.
Wait, say that again?
What is called when someone get your idea? Copy your idea.
Plagiarism.
Oh, plagiarism.
Plagiarism. Okay.
How is that plagiarism?
Go on, next one. What was the question?
You wait, no, wait. Let me just stop. How is it plagiarism when you recommended it to me and I said, even Ray, I mentioned you? Oh my gosh.
Anyway, important one. Your mum wants more Trinidad reviews.
My mum.
Your mum.
Oh, your mum. Oh. I was like, what happened with my mum? My mum doesn't like cigars.
Ray, did you meet Henry Cavill?
No.
Doesn't count
Unfortunately, I met everyone else from the crew. Not Henry Cavill. He wasn't on the filming with me.
because he was busy playing World of Warcraft, innit?
Favorite daily smoke? Another one from Alexander.
I don't have a daily smoke.
Man, I smoke about roughly 300, 400 different cigars a year.
Yeah.
I don't think I have favorite smoke. Daily
Yeah.
smoke. Every day is different.
I don't have a daily smoke. I'll just smoke whatever I feel like having from the humidor. So whatever's in there, I'll be like, okay, I guess I'm having that today. And today it's this one.
And I think we've gone over 2 hours now, so
Zoom. Do your words.
Let me finish my draw, man. Damn. Any other questions?
Probably no. Tell about the Zoom.
Humidor or Tupperdoor?
Both. If you can afford a really nice humidor and you can season it and do get it properly, use the humidor.
Yeah.
If you don't want to spend that kind of money and you want to use a Tupperdoor, use a Tupperdoor. Both
Depend of the
fun.
budget. Depend of the budget.
Depends
Humidor is way better, but it's more expensive.
Even if you have your budget and you don't want to spend that much money, fine, go for a Tupperdoor. Nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's just a matter of keeping your cigars in a level that you enjoy. And if a Tupperdoor works for you, go for a Tupperdoor. Nothing wrong with.
Probably the one down point of the Tupperdoor is you need to use it mostly with Boveda.
Yeah.
So if you have a humidor, you might have electric system like Cigar Oasis, Cigar whatever was the other option. So that's what probably, but that's for the bigger collections.
Yeah. But you know, either one's valid, perfectly fine. Zoom call. So we are starting to do a weekly Zoom session. We might not do it weekly, but we're going to do it as frequently as we possibly can. This week, Saturday, 7 o'clock UK time, we're going to do a Zoom call. You're all invited. You can join us. I'll put up a link in the channel. We'll put up a link on Instagram as well. Follow us on Instagram, cigar.rants, @cigar.rants. And I'll put up a link to the Zoom call. And, you know, a bunch of us, we all get together. We smoke cigars. Very informal. And we just talk nonsense, or we talk about cigars, or we talk about whatever we want to talk about.
We really appreciate the last week's session.
Yeah, last week's session was awesome.
To be really honest, I didn't believe we're gonna meet so many people and to stay so long. So we ended like 4 hours session.
I had to tap out.
Yeah, feel free to, if you want to meet us on a Zoom session, if you want to ask any kind of questions, we can talk for all kind of stuff. Absolutely non-formal. You don't need to smoke anything specifically. Smoke whatever you want, whatever you like. Gurkha if you want, that's feel free. It's not a problem. So we'll be more than happy to join you again in Saturday. And
even if you don't smoke cigars, it's perfectly fine. You can join this. You know, it's just a meet and greet. We get together, we talk, and you know, it's just a hangout. That's all it is. So, you know, last week was brilliant. We had a lot of great people join. Reinhard joined as well, and yeah, it was wonderful. I thought people were really. It was so good, just like, you know, meeting people and talking to people.
They kept going without us. They kept going without us.
Yeah. People just went, and you know, people carried on. The conversation kind of went into a completely different direction. It wasn't about us.
Apparently, Wayne was the last one there last week.
Was he?
He was the moderator by the end.
See, it wasn't even about us. It was just about everyone in the group, and that's what I enjoyed. I like that.
So final parting shots here. One from Andre: smoking jacket or Gayabera, which is like a Cuban shirt.
Both.
Gayabera.
Both together.
And actually, can I say that?
We were just talking about that. Yeah.
Can I say that?
No, we're not.
No, I'll say.
Okay, yeah, go on.
We think to put our own branded Gayabera for the people which wants to get one. We're gonna probably, we have an idea how to produce some of them, and yeah, Gayabera all the time. I don't wear smoking jackets, gowns, or whatever you call them. I don't like that.
I'll be honest, I had to look up what Gayabera was.
Hugh Hefner. Gayabera is very look like Osman's shirt.
I've seen it now.
Oh yeah.
I need some cigars so I can put it in my
Looks
pocket.
like I basically got some. So,
both. I'd say both.
Two more parting shots here.
Go on.
What brand of shea butter?
I hate you all, but if we're gonna answer that question, just go for one that's
the most expensive one in Amazon.
No. You don't need to get the expensive one. You just need to get the unfiltered, unprocessed stuff, and that should be better for you.
And for Ray, do you have hair?
Yeah, he does.
Never seen you without a hat.
I have on my hands.
Oh,
he has, but everywhere else.
Head reveal. 10,000 subscribers for a head reveal.
He has, just everywhere, just neck down.
Okay,
No way, it's serious.
2 hours 10 now.
Oh,
Hey!
beautiful.
That's enough of that. Right. Yeah, we're on 2 hours 10 now, so.
All questions done?
I think that's it, yeah.
Okay, I think that was a good session. You know, we started off a bit rocky because of Alex being late.
Fine. Fine, Ray can have the last words.
Okay,
Hey, I was
guys.
talking. I
Um,
was saying something there.
it's been awesome again. We're seeing you.
I hate you both.
I reckon there was a decent conversation again. Alex been laughing a lot, so I reckon it's been a lot of chatting. Much appreciating everyone joining us, and we'll keep carry on with the interesting subjects, I believe. We'll see you, most of you, in Saturday, I hope. Or if not, we'll be here next Tuesday with another part of cigar rants. Maybe more rants than smoking. I don't know. Yeah, smoke your cigars. Don't keep them. Don't keep the boxes unopened or whatever in the boxes or whatever in the cupboards and stuff. Smoke them, or you know who's coming? The widow collector.
It's gonna become like one of those things that
That's
legend.
a t-shirt.
Yeah, the legendary. Like it's gonna be one of those tales that you tell to your children. Oh, you better not mess about, otherwise the widow collector's gonna get you. But yeah, is the camera on me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, we also, sorry, I missed two things actually.
Go on.
Tim said he was going to send us something.
oh. Thank you. I mean, holy crap! Thank you.
I've totally lost. Oh, sending us a hand-rolled cigar from Tampa. There we go.
Oh, that's nice of you. Thank you so much, man. I
And,
really appreciate it.
And Wayne also wants our address as well, so I'll speak to you separately, Wayne.
Oh, thank you so much, Wayne. That's really kind of you. Really appreciate it. But yeah, thank you.
Maybe something nice and not like.
It's gonna be a kraken and a gurkha. But yeah, thank you guys for watching our live stream. Really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch us talk about whatever and whatever. And I apologize for my swearing. It's Alex. He always gets under my skin. I'm kidding. No, obviously Alex, did a great job today. So thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. And hope to see you guys in the next one. Are we out? We're still in.
We're still in.
We're still in.
Now we're out.